There we go. So yeah, have a good day. Anyways, so we last left our heroes. They were drawn to some kind of commotion happening in the upper district. They discovered that a noble son had been murdered, and that through a weird series of events, Kiln was asked to lead the investigation because of his affiliation with the church, specifically the god of Helm, who is for the people, by the people, etc., etc. Uh, and during their investigation, they weren't able to find much. They talked to the kid whose name was, hold on, these fucking notes. Samuel Elder, who after discussing with, they found that most people considered him to be an honest yet honest kid, but had a bit of a hit like a quiet temper. And then they spoke to the boy's father, Francis Harrison. Sorry, my notes are a little scattered right now. I was trying to set up some of the stuff too. Who was a drunk, and his only alibi was that he was with a friend drinking throughout the night. They even spoke with his friend Jermaine Delani. Yeah, Delani, that's right. Who was the only one who could vouch for that. They hadn't talked to the servants or investigated anything outside of that. They, however, decided to put it off till later so that they could go about their other business, which was talking to the paladin they met at the guild, who they asked to do some research for them, referring to the incident involving the halfling. Lots happened. Damn it. All right. Gonna go ahead and move you guys back over to. Oh no, yeah, a lot's happened, Jake. Sorry. And El Tigre shows back up.
Oh, hey. It's been a while.
um,
We were the good guys.
yeah, like, so Avi and Ivy discovered that's gonna always throw me off. Avi, fuck. They discovered the extent of the cultural indifference around here. Is that a polite way of saying it? This place racist.
All right.
Racism is killing me.
Racism is killing. Yeah. So, anyways, these guys are investigating over in that district right now. We'll say, for the sake of it, Tigre, you were at the inn and just kind of resting up from the day. What do you guys want to do?
Oh, hey. Run the map.
Yep. I figured because we're now getting a slightly larger party, so now I figured it'd be good to find your English-speaking amigos. Okay. So
It's
we'll say
common, thank you.
common. So we'll say you start heading towards the guild. Damn it. Start heading towards the guild, which ignore the administration bit, which is where you were last kind of with them talking to people. What about the rest of y'all?
Uh-huh. I mean, I'm heading towards the guild, right? Talk to the paladin lady.
CC,
The nice paladin lady.
the nice paladin lady. Happy, what you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go follow Kelman.
All right. Sorry, I had to take a sip there. All right. So you guys make your way over. It's, let's see, you started that early in the morning, so it's about like 11-ish now. So you make it over to the guild. It's pretty empty this early in the morning. Just a couple of people moseying around. You see a different lady at the front desk than the one you saw last time. You do see, however, the paladin surrounded by a bunch of books, kind of still like reading. Kind of, it looks like she basically was up all night, just kind of looking through logs and stuff.
Oh, geez.
I mean, she was helping a bro, you know. So yeah, she's
You're more
look,
helpful than I thought.
yeah. looking a bit worn. And you also see a new figure sitting over by the drawboard, kind of just like looking things over, similar to what you were doing before.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
What's this new person look?
well, I'm not entirely sure. Alec, introduce your character.
All right, so it's like, oh my god, that's me, you guys. No, so basically, I'm just an average height male with like, longish dark hair.
Human.
I have a scar kind of across my face and, kind of a beard. My hair and my beard a little bit unkempt. And I have like a large, like coat on. And I have like a pretty plain shield on my back, and yeah, I think that's about. I look like someone who, I'm definitely more, grizzled, maybe more.
Like middle
Just
age or.
not someone you'd probably wanna fuck with too much.
Yeah.
Okay, so someone who's aged a bit.
Someone who, I'm a little rough around the edges. I'm a little, yeah,
Yeah.
like I
Yeah.
know how to handle myself.
Plate armor, I'm assuming, or chain.
Chainmail
Chainmail. Okay.
over my clothes mostly.
Okay. So this guy's standing around. He doesn't look to be part of the guild. He seems to be just checking things out, like you guys, or like Kiln was. Anyway, so the paladin is still sitting there researching. What do you guys want to do?
I'm starting to go up to the paladin, which is,
Alright.
that's why I'm here.
All right. So she looks up. Oh, hey, yeah, just in time.
That seems like you've been up all night.
Yeah, it was a little harder to find out what exactly you were talking about. And at this point, actually, Kiln, high or low?
Low.
Low. All right. Oh boy, get lower than 36.
Boom!
Oh well. All right. Shit.
Where my low rolling comes in handy.
Yeah, finally.
All right. Now I get to open the book. Give me a sec. All right. So she.
I'm so confident with that.
Booyah. So yeah, she busts opens the book and throws it out, and it has this rough sketch of a very bulky looking creature, a lot of chitinous plates, and large, almost shovel-like claws in the front. She explains to you, this is a bullet, otherwise known as a land shark. I almost said street shark there. Fucking.
Alright, I'm
Yeah.
calling it
Memes, fucking my childhood. So it's also commonly known as land shark. They're actually very rare to hear about nowadays. They're known for migrating periodically, never really staying in any place for an extended period of times. But the key word that led me to this was when you mentioned halflings. Apparently, these creatures prefer the taste of halfling meat. They also apparently hate the sorry, there's a bug for me. They also apparently hate the taste of elf and dwarfs, for whatever reason. But yeah, no, I can see why they're asking for help. These are kind of dangerous. However, from the looks of the reports I'm looking at and the descriptions, a party your size should be just fine.
Oh.
Like, it's definitely not something you should just casually approach, but if you guys plan ahead and are cautious, then yeah, you should all be fine.
Huh. Man, that's the best news I've heard all week.
Yeah.
At
At this-
con el tigre.
Yeah, I was about to say, actually, about this point, El Tigre comes bursting in through the door.
Especially with El Tigre. Okay, I really heard. Sorry, I don't know
Oh,
Spanish.
Jesus.
Wearing his signature mask. Yeah, and his glorious muscles, they are glistening. Yeah. And chair. Yes, your magic chair, which I had you use in a previous fight.
Please explain what this is. What
That's
you
his
have a magic
special.
chair?
That's his special. He has a
A
magic folding chair. Yeah.
All right.
And it has advantage
Nice.
against specters and ghosts and anything of the ethereal plane.
Really?
Okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
But yeah. Anyways, also for this,
There's not a single eyebrow as I watch him. Enters. Okay.
yes, he
Can I go
gloriously
back
enters.
to the job board.
You actually notice these band of strange individuals coming in who clearly aren't members and start
Yeah.
discussing with the paladin. So
I
you
kind
can.
of started eavesdropping on them.
All right, cool.
I heard land shark, and I was intrigued.
Hmm.
My interest is piqued.
Excellent.
Now I'm not so sure. There's some dude with a chair.
Yeah, this other strange man speaking in tongue you don't quite understand.
That's new. Okay.
Anyways, and we'll say for this, Avi, because he did say he wanted to do it last time, he's going to go check out some merchants and see what he can do with his chitinous plates.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you mean the guy who can translate Spanish?
Yes. The GM has a lot more people to work with now, so.
All right. Nice. Fucking street sharks. Okay.
Yeah, basically.
I
That
will
was a slip up.
and approach. John, what do you look like?
I
Oliver.
look like I'm just head to
Iron
toe
Man.
Like if you really quick glance, you look like I'm just wearing full plate armor and a like metal mask, and then you realize, oh no, that's his face.
Okay. Okay. No, you're like you're Weld from Worm. Basically.
Yeah. Big old Warforged looking motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm a bait old
Alright.
Warforged, like a golem, but like more autonomous.
So I approach you. I
I'm
say,
5 for 6.
oh my. All right.
5 for 6. Oh shit, 6 for
Okay.
5. Oops,
I
that's
don't.
backwards.
I never thought about how tall I was, but I assume I'm average height, so whatever.
5'6", 5'8", somewhere around there.
Whatever. I approach and say, "Excuse me, pardon me for interrupting. Land shark.
Yes.
I was wondering if I might hunt this beast with you."
I mean, don't want to turn down free help, but why?
Such a creature does not deserve to live. It is
An abomination.
abomination. Such injustice cannot be tolerated. I must strike it down.
No, by abomination, like, what do you mean? Like,
The young paladin who is still
It
sitting with you
eats
guys.
people.
The young paladin who's sitting with you guys actually peeks up at this, and she says, "He's not wrong, you know. It's actually believed that this creature was born from by arcane means, not by natural means.
by what?
Arcane means. So
I thought it said arcane. I was like, what king makes
some
it?
arcade. So some crazy
Nice.
wizard probably made a creature it thought it could control, and then bred it into this
Like
bullet.
one too many episodes of Street Sharks.
God damn.
Hey, I would if I could. I would make a street shark.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, that sounds like I relax when you say, "Oh, it's because it eats people." I'm like, oh, thank God. You're not like super racist, motherfucker.
I'm not gonna be like, let's
You know.
team up, high five, let's go fuck up some halflings.
Yeah, no. So yeah, so you do notice that in the party, besides Kiln, who you now notice with his dimly glowing eyes and his mouth that moves, or
Okay,
faceplate
good.
bit
Alright,
that moves.
really quick. I need to know what everybody's name is, like all your characters' names and shit.
Yeah, I was
so
about to.
can, like make a note of that.
Yeah, no worries. I was trying to
Yeah, if you
lead
want-
into the introductions here. So you also notice a young tiefling who is currently wearing a cloak, trying to hide her appearance. Tigre. Yeah,
Hola, El Tigre.
yeah. The masked man eagerly greets you with
Okay.
with a bit of a flourish. But yeah, you notice this woman who's kind of trying to hide her appearance, this tiefling, and you could, being in this town for a short amount of time, you kind of can guess why. This is a very the architecture is
Sorry.
no,
I'm reading the
but
chat.
yeah, no worries. Um, this town that you've come into by whatever means, it's very gray, very kind of dull in color and style, but it's very purposeful. Everything is very it's a very industrial town. It's very built for like purpose. Um, there's a lot of areas to like a bunch of different shops and merchant areas to go to. Um, the only thing you've noticed culturally is that the slums seem to be the only place where like elves, dwarves, and other people have been kind of forced to move to, and they're the only ones who have like a bit of uh, like they're attempting to hold some of their culture, while the rest of this town seems to be very kind of dull in appearance.
Okay.
Um, Hello race, yes, they are. This town is the worst that you guys have come across so far. So, but anyways, happy you want to introduce your character.
I am happy. I am tiefling, warlock. I am 5'1", gray skin, red eyes, mm, long black hair.
Yeah.
All right.
Good
Very
shit.
cool,
Good
very
shit.
cool.
Also, feel free to jump in the conversation whenever.
Okay. It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure to meet you. I I am. Forgive me. I've not introduced myself. I am Kevkas.
Oh yeah, they're metal.
Oh shit, what's my god's name? Fuck. That's an important part of being a cleric, isn't it?
Yeah, a
Am I
little
not,
bit.
like
Where you get your powers from, you know.
right? Like I was about to be like
Where you
Also,
come
okay.
from? I shop around.
I shop around.
I'm agnostic. Okay, so really quick, in this world are like can people like basically worship whatever they want, or like some
Yeah.
gods like
This
all right, so
kingdom.
nobody would care.
Yeah, no,
It's
you
not
could,
like they'd be like,
as long as it's not like an evil god, no one's really going to give two
all right.
shits. The one major god of this capital, though, or this kingdom, is Bahamut. That's the favorite one, just because of the power and justice and all that fun shit. But there's no like universal religion here.
All right. All right. So say, greetings. I'm
Scientology cleric.
Kevkas.
Yeah, goddamn.
I'm a cleric of Kalimvor, god
Bahamut.
of life and death.
Bahamut. Yeah, Bahamut. Wait, you're a cleric of what now?
Of the grave. That's my domain. I introduced it as
No, the
life and death.
god.
Oh, okay. What was his name? Kalimvor.
Cal.
It's a lawful neutral
Ooh,
god of the dead.
could you spell that real quick?
Kelemvor.
Kalimvor. Okay, I'll have to look up that later.
Yeah, that's all I know about him. So
That's fine. I mean, again, you can tweak your character a little bit as sessions go, just so no one feels like trapped in whatever they're doing.
yeah.
That's another thing. Well, as a cleric, you kind of have to be a certain alignment, but in general, if you don't pick an alignment, you can kind of just like play the game however you feel like,
Yeah.
without being like, that's not what your character would do, kind of thing.
Ah, dude. Look at that. John, look at your fancy pictures.
Him and his
Also,
fan.
that picture of the arm and the scales, that's I have that amulet around my neck. Heard about this domain. I was like, shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely
So-
have to look to it later. All right, so you guys have made a new acquaintance. What are you guys gonna do?
I should read this.
Yeah, no, you're over there. You're over there. I'm just
Uh,
moving everybody. There we go.
um,
Which one's me? Do I have one?
I don't have one for you yet because I didn't know what you were or anything. So,
Okay.
Oh my god, look at this.
I
Dressing
mean,
up as Goku.
these are kind of just placeholders.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just curious.
And then I'm getting a feel for what you guys like because I'm cool with the theater of the mind kind of approach. So if combat comes up, I'm cool with just like describing things. But if you
Okay.
guys prefer, I can do a map. I got a couple of them set up already.
Okay.
But
Random question.
go for
Where's
it.
Melora? Is she with? Is
She
she
is
just
at
hanging out?
she's at the inn right now. She said that she'd wait to hear what you guys are up to
That's fair.
because she has her own mission.
Really?
Yeah, no, you're gonna come back and be like, why is there more of you?
We've had aggressive expansion.
Aggressive expansion. We're our own guild now.
Some things happened.
Yeah, some things. Anyways, so what you guys want to do right now?
Um, well, I guess we should finish investigating the murder, huh?
You know that thing you started. Yeah.
The thing
Murder.
we started. Uh, yeah.
You wanna
Tell,
fill-
tell me of this murder. I thought we would hunt a beast.
We will.
We'll hunt two different types of
somehow,
beasts.
In the middle of hunting down the research for the beast, I kind of got roped into helping try to solve a murder of a nobleman's son.
I see.
So to roughly explain, the way
Understood.
this government works, I mean, there's a kingdom, there's a king, and he kind of like has the final say in things. But the church, and because of how gods work in this world, like they're kind of the judicial system. So like a lawful good paladin has
Oh.
more jurisdiction than a guard would.
Oh.
So like
And I am both.
yeah, he's a
Yes.
herald of Helm, so he's got like extra like backing in this scenario. Normally, like they would call in an inquisitor to come and investigate a murder, especially if it's related to nobility of any sort. But given the circumstances and the demand for answers, like the only reason why this is being pushed forward is because a bunch of nobles are saying like, no, we want this done now, kind of thing. So he's being given the right to pass judgment in this scenario.
Yeah, and we're trying on a timetable because the noblemen kind of don't want to wait for a full investigation like I would like.
They wish.
They kind of want to just murder the person who they think did it without proper
The poor
investigation.
servant boy.
This is unacceptable.
It's a little servant boy.
If I don't mean to intrude, but if you would allow me, I would be willing to aid you in this task.
Hey, anything that could bring the real murderer to justice is definitely helpful because
Such
we don't got
injustice.
much- we don't got much yet.
All right. Well, I will
Or
do what I
have
can.
you?
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have the answers yet.
Well,
So-
what do you know of this murder so far? What have you learned?
So the only one confirmed in the house at the time of the murder was the servant of the boy. Boy apparently had no real enemies or whatever. He was a cool guy. He was young, so he didn't really have anything yet. So everyone's suspecting the servant boy, who apparently had a slightly silent kind of anger every once in a while outburst when he thought no one was watching. According to the father of the murdered of the victim, and the father came home.
Schmammered.
Huh?
Schmammered.
Yeah, hammered as shit. At some point, probably post-murder, but was too drunk to notice. That's what his story, at least, is. Well, not that he was drunk, but came home late, and got sleep. The one thing we did notice so far as I know, is that was a good clue, was that the father's bed didn't really look slept in.
Did the father find the body?
No, it seemed like the servant did. I think
I
they
see.
said
The wording was, just
Have
because this was last session, so I'll help you remember things a little bit. The other servants returned to the house and discovered the body, and everyone kind of woke up at that point.
Ah, the servants found the body. Let's see. Have you spoken to the suspected boy, the father, or any of the servants?
Yeah. The boy, the servant boy, also said that on occasion the father did beat both the kid and the servant
I see.
when in kind of drunken anger, you know. And the father is known for being a bit of a partier, bit of a drinker.
Heavy drinker.
But the father does have a friend he was drinking with, partying with, who says that yes, they were together until like pretty damn late into the night, like 2 a.m. or so, I think. Or something.
Have you spoken to this drinking buddy?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Yeah. The one thing, you did not talk to the other servants. You spoke with the guards, but you didn't get a chance to talk to them.
Yes, we did not have settings.
Perhaps that is where we should begin today, or we should begin.
That sounds like a smart thing.
Yeah, Pate Tian Mini.
The father has enemies.
Yes. Oh no. Um,
Well, I'm thinking he's the one who put his son.
yeah, Happy is currently voting for the father. You'll. I don't know if John, because I had to.
Not be.
I was talking to someone in my chat real quick. Sorry. I don't know if John. Excuse me. If he said so, but you haven't found the murder weapon yet.
Yes, we have.
Ah.
He's a murder weapon.
Oh, he died by multiple stab wounds to the chest and stuff.
Interesting. Okay.
All right. So if you wish to return to the house, is that what's happening?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. So the entire party. Bam. Close enough.
That's fancy.
So you guys make your way back to the nicer district, approach the place. The crowd is dispersed by now, and there's a bunch of guards standing watch.
What does the house look like? Like, how big is it?
It's a two-story, fairly nice house. The architecture itself is still fairly dull, but as far as you can see, it's still
Comfortable.
comfortable. It's of nicer material. It's made from a nicer stone than the rest of the buildings around here. It is fenced off with a pretty tall fence with nice little spiky bits at the top, with a good let's say 25 feet between the fence and the building itself, with plenty of windows and doors, or not doors, excuse me, just windows around the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you know of this nobleman? Who is he? Why would anyone wish to kill him or
Kill his son.
the son?
His son doesn't seem to have enemies. I'm not sure about the father. He's nobleman. He probably has some, but
Was it common for him to? It was common for him to go out drinking like this.
yes.
So if they were coming, perhaps they knew he was not going to be home.
It's possible.
Interesting.
Happy
Right.
was the one. I'm not sure if she mentioned it. She was the one that found out that his overall job, whatever kind of position he held, it seems that he was the one who did most of the legislation for the merchant guilds around here. So he was kind of in charge with the exports and imports of goods.
That would make you enemies. Could also make you very powerful friends, but
Yep.
equally powerful enemies. Interesting. Okay.
Right.
Let's
Is
see
we
if we,
go inside and stuff.
yes, I'll let you lead the way. You have
Alright.
you have authority here.
Yeah, so the guards recognize you guys. They do kind of hesitate with the size of the party increasing, but with your acknowledgement, they part way and let you guys through.
Oh,
My
just
entourage.
Yeah, basically. These are my peeps. Quite a few this time around. So you guys make your way through. It appears that the body has been taken away from the scene, probably just to keep it either to do its rights or to just basically preserve it for now. Uh, the father is, excuse me, the father's friend is no longer there. The father is still there and is still being basically held. The two of them, um, the servant boy is still being held in chains. The father's still not, but they're basically being told to stay put until things are kind of decided,
hmm.
or until the trial at the very least.
Is there any evidence against this servant boy aside from the father's testimony?
Uh, he's just the only one confirmed home. You know, like,
Well, there were no other servants, no one.
he was the only one staying the night. Apparently,
Yes.
the thing around here is that servants don't live at the house of the master.
Hmm.
Usually, they only have one, just to if
The
infirm.
exception this time for this particular case is because the young master, who was the victim in this scenario, he was still being groomed. He wasn't he was a young man, but still not old enough to basically make his own decisions. So he had a personal servant on standby for himself. Basically, somebody to like wake him up in the morning, help him dress, and all that stuff. Like excessively helpful servant.
Interesting. I wish to speak to this servant.
All right. He's been moved this time around. He's no longer in the one of the downstairs rooms. He's being held uh, in the servant's his own little servant's quarters. There's a guard at the door. There's no windows to his room, so they're not worried about him escaping any other way.
I'll approach the guard, I guess, and ask him. I am with Kiln. We are investigating the murder. I wish to speak to the boy.
Kind of nods and steps aside and opens the door for you.
Thank you. I step in.
He leaves the door open and stands like firmly watching you and the boy at this point.
Oh, I see. Okay. What does the boy look like? Like when I walk in the room,
He's
how
a
does he react?
he's a very young man, a very shake it like uh, from the looks of it, because you're not entirely sure, he looks about somewhere between 12 to 14. Hard to really depict. Short, brown hair, brown eyes, pale skin, very scrawny. Doesn't get the best of food. He's wearing normal servant attire, nothing very nice quality, just practical, meant to be dirty from work. Um, his eyes are very puffy and red, and his nose is there's a bit of gunk around it from crying earlier this morning. He seems to have calm, like you weren't there for that, but he seems to be calm at the moment.
Interesting. So I won't approach him, not get too close, but I will say, excuse me, what's his name? Do we know what his name is?
Yes, his name is
Just ask
Samuel.
the guard. What's the kid's name? Samuel?
The boy's name's Samuel.
Thank you. Samuel.
Yes.
Samuel. Hello.
He's very meek in his voice and just kind of looks up at you. Scary looking man.
I am
Oh, yeah.
Kevkos.
It's alright. He won't hurt
And
you.
I am Kevkos. I have joined the investigation to find out what has happened here. And I wish to hear from your mouth what transpired. What happened to the young master? What's the young master's name?
The young master, his name was Armel Harrison.
I see. What happened?
Tigre, he does have friends. His friend's name was Jermaine Delanoir. Delanoir. Fuck, I can't say it. Anyways,
His name is Jermaine.
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 No. So the boy looks back at you. When I awoke this morning, uh, I went to go wake the master as usual, but when I entered the room, I saw. Uh, sorry, back up there. Sorry, misspoke. Um, when I
It's all right. Take your time.
when I woke up this morning to go wake up the master, I was uh, startled by a yell or scream. I ran to the room and I saw one of the other servant mates who comes in the morning screaming. When I went into the room, I saw the young master had been murdered in his sleep.
I see. I'm sorry that you had to see that. Tell me, what did you? How did you feel about working for the young master? Was he a kind master?
Um, you mean the young master?
Yes.
Um,
Was he good to you?
I
Did he
mean,
treat you well?
the young master, he was like most, I suppose. He,
Go ahead.
it's not, the treatment isn't anything different from what I've heard others go through.
So, did he? Would you say that he was kind to you? Did
I
he?
would not say the young master was a bad person, but he wasn't always kind.
Hmm, I see. What did he? What did he do? How would you say? What did he do that was not always kind?
If if I would make a mistake, he would often yell, sometimes throw things, but he's nothing like his father, so it's not like it's a big deal.
Okay. Um, Tell me about his father. You say his father also yells.
The master he sometimes yells.
I see.
Other times I, I don't wish to speak ill.
It is all right. I will not. Um, you can trust me. I will not get you in trouble. I just seek the truth.
Roll me persuasion.
All right.
And sorry, I misread that, Jake. Oh, 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 five
Wait,
times.
wait. Oh shit. Uh, I guess we'll take the first one. I
Um,
didn't realize it was
what's your
recording.
modifier?
Um, so 7 plus 7, 17.
17. All right, let me roll for that.
7.
But yeah, Jake. Sorry, I misread that.
I have a 20 in
As far
charisma,
as you guys
apparently.
know, as far as you, yeah, as far as you guys know, you don't know any like enemies of the noble so far. I'm
Cool.
also trying to word it carefully so I don't misinform you guys. That's why I'm kind of like pausing. Just
I
yeah,
get that.
hold on, roll
It's
for that.
important.
Um, okay, so yeah, no, the boy kind of is a little. He's clearly a little intimidated of your presence. You're speaking very kindly to him, but he's still unsure of the situation, especially since he's being accused. He also glances at the guard behind you, and how he's. Uh, the guard doesn't say anything, but you can tell that. Como en la put. God damn it. um, you can tell the guard is under the impression that the boy's guilty,
All right.
so he's also cautious of him.
I want to turn to the guard and just listen. Can we just please have a moment?
I'm sorry, I have to stand watch. It's my
I
job.
understand, but I
You
believe that
put your fingers in your ear and just go la la la.
I believe
That was
the
in character,
boy-
by the way.
yeah. I believe that the boy might be more uh, open if there were if if this was a more private conversation. I assure you, I will not. You know, it will be for just a moment. You can wait right outside the door.
He kind of looks at you for a solid moment, and he takes a couple steps back. He's basically on the other side of the hallway, but he's very much still present and like staring at you through the doorway.
I'm gonna close the door.
Up, up, up. Puts his hand up.
Please.
How about
Huh?
we block the doorway?
Do you want to block the doorway?
Yeah. That way
Who's
the
all
way
Who's
don't
all
go
in
out.
here? Like, did everyone follow me, or like, am
The
I the only
room's
one
not
that's
big enough to fit everybody. I kind of assumed that
Oh,
you and you entered the room with the boy, and everyone's kind of like at the doorway, and the guards kind of like was in the doorway.
okay?
alright.
I
I'm
mean,
going
Jake, if you want to do that, you can.
I I would
Please don't.
I
Just
would
go to sleep. Shh, shh, shh.
no, I'm just gonna close the door. I just think, and just and basically, like, I'm just gonna say thank you for your, for being understanding. Like, basically just playing off, like, he's standing in the doorway, but I'm just gonna shut the door in his face, like I thought, like I thought, that he would be cool with it, like that he was leaving the room so that we could have this conversation, not just like placating me. I'm
He's
just gonna
gonna.
close the door.
You attempt to close the door, and he sticks his foot into the door frame.
All right. Um,
Either, either you talk to him with me in sight, or you don't talk to him at all.
so
I
be it.
can look to do either
All right.
you want.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to the boy and kneel down next to him and whisper and say, look, please, I just wish to find the truth. If you are innocent, you have nothing to fear from me. I will
Uh,
not
um,
let them.
he looks at you with acknowledgement, and kind of like glances at the guard who's still watching, and just kind of leans in to whisper to you.
How about we distract the guard?
I mean, if you want to.
We can distract them. His
Ooh
name
la la
is
la la.
There.
um, but yeah, he.
Was it,
God damn it.
ask the guard about ask the
He
guard
just
about
looks at
details.
Tigre like, what the fuck?
I just want to ask the guard about details about the other servants as a way to try to track them, and also so we can learn about the other servants.
Oh, okay. So we'll get that in a sec. Um, so yeah, the boy leans in to whisper to you. The master of the house would often come home upset and not himself, and would often beat me or even sometimes his own boy or the young master.
Sounds like a cruel man. What
God
a
damn it, John. Uh,
Thank you for clearing that up, John. I was really wondering what he was saying.
I was wondering what Google Translate would do, and like, oh yeah, I guess it would do nothing, huh?
right. It is a chupacabra. Anyways, but yeah, he would often get very upset and take his aggression out on others.
Did he ever? Did he ever? You say that he struck you, but did he ever use anything else?
Sometimes he would use whatever was on hand, a book, a lamp, not lamp, excuse me,
Jesus.
candlestick, technically.
I see. All right, I think that is all for now. Well, one last thing.
At this
Say
point,
that
he sees ice starting to water up again. And he seems to be getting a little anxious.
It's all right. It's all right.
If
Just
only
tell
we
me.
had, if only
What-
we had a bard.
What is?
Calm down.
I could actually do that.
Yeah, you guys can do whatever the hell you want.
the guard.
No, I'm not
Yep.
going to. But I could. I have that. I have a spell that does that. But anyway, but I'm just gonna say one final thing, and then I will leave you for now. Who was the maid that found the young master? What is her name?
That's a good question. We're going to get a name. Hold on a sec.
Random name generator.
Yep. That's a poor choice of last names, but Ellen Batter.
Oh Christ! Is that her name? Like
Ellen.
canonically, like we've established this now.
I mean, random name generators. Yeah, it's Ellen. Ellen Batter.
Alright.
All right.
Look, I
Thank
don't.
you.
Look, I don't
It's
pick
all
the
good.
generators.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I will leave you now.
All right.
I promise you, I will find the truth behind this horrible, senseless death.
He nods to you, trying to desperately hold back the tears. Um, so we'll get back to John. What specifically you're trying to ask him?
I was gonna ask about the other servants, specifically the ones that were there when they found the body.
They were asked to during this the commotion. They were asked to go with the guards to answer some questions elsewhere. But now that the crowd's died down and things are kind of settling down, they've been brought back here. They're currently tending to their duties.
Did any? I mean, were any of them like seem suspicious at all? I mean, were any of them suspected of maybe helping, hindering, blah blah blah?
As far as I know, sir, I don't know. I was just asked to watch the boy.
That's fair.
Um,
I don't know. I'm just an NPC. Damn it.
shit.
Almost, yeah.
All right. Okay, then I guess I'll walk out of the room, and her name was what was it?
Ellen.
Ellen.
Ellen Batters.
Ellen Batter.
Okay.
Batter.
Okay. Cool.
What's
All
that
right.
mean?
So I'll come out and say, well, okay, I'm sorry, I know this is the third time, but what was their name? Ellen
Batter.
Batter?
Batter. Yes.
Okay, Ellen Batter. So I will come out and I'll tell them and say, we need to speak to the servant Ellen Batter. I'm told she is the one that found the body.
Oh, Ellen Batter.
Oh,
Ellen.
change my notes.
I mean, as pronunciation is more important than spelling, but
Especially in olden times.
yeah. Tomato, tomato. Yeah, exactly.
Like, when Shakespeare doesn't spell his own name right, who cares about
Right.
Ellen Batter?
Yeah.
Ellen Batter.
Anyways, so you start looking around the house. You come across a couple people. An older gentleman who appears to be the butler, essentially, of this place. Technically, butler wasn't a thing in this era, but that's essentially his job
He
title.
runs the house.
Yeah, he's the one that runs the servants. And then you come across two different women. You didn't ask for a description, so you're not sure which one is Ellen. But there appears to be two women who act as the house hands, cooking, cleaning, all that fun stuff. And as you recall, Sir Samuel is just the servant boy to the young master until he was basically groomed into the nobleman that he was supposed to be until his untimely demise.
How much longer would that have been before he was like?
He was about 17-ish, so give it another like year or two until he was given the opportunity to make his own connections.
Might have been a political hit.
Possibly.
Perhaps the father did it. He certainly has the temper for it. Alright, so I guess I will just ask the butler and say, excuse me, if I may have a word for just a moment. I'm helping investigate this unfortunate murder.
Yes, sir. Anything I can do to help?
Can you point me in the direction of Ellen Batter? I'd like to have a word with her. I'm told she found the body.
Certainly, she's the young woman in the kitchen.
Thank you. Alright. So I'll go back to the party and I'll, tell them.
Yeah.
This the servant girl Ellen is supposed to be in the kitchen. Perhaps we should question her to see what we can learn.
All right, so you guys make your way into the kitchen. You see a young woman who is tending to her work diligently, but you can tell like this whole event has thrown her off. She's kind of like fumbling with things, occasionally dropping potatoes, attempting to cook what you could assume to be lunch. She has soft black hair that goes down to her shoulders and kind of is tied off to keep it from getting out of hand. Green eyes, wearing a just simple servant uniform, and is kind of just doesn't even notice you guys enter the room. She's kind of just busy trying to keep her mind off things.
I see.
What do you guys want to do?
Perhaps
Who's the least scary out of the two of us? Out of us that wants to talk to her?
I was about
El Tigre. No.
That can talk to her.
I don't know. I could speak to her.
Happy the Tiefling.
Talk to
Perhaps
Oh,
does
yeah.
anyone would anyone else like to, because I am aware that I can be somewhat intimidating.
More intimidating than the Warforged.
Or the tiefling.
Ellen. I believe Kelm should talk to her. He's a paladin.
Perhaps she would respect your authority.
Respect my authority.
Authority.
You just gotta make that persuasion check. Just like, respect my authority. Yeah, I'll tell you everything. I
All
did
right,
it.
Peter, you give her the like old, kitty eyes, and
Just
then
look at his comforting biceps. Look at those.
Yeah, and then I'll ask the question.
I'll throw her off with his charm, dashing good looks, and then
Yeah.
you'll
God.
go in for the kill.
Nekonya? No.
Hopefully, I hope.
Spanish for meow.
Damn it. Anyways, who's approaching?
Yes, I will.
Tigre's flexing his muscles in the background for moral support. Performance. Roll me
I think
performance.
We all need to roll for saving throws for that. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Anyways, so yeah, you approach her and she doesn't look directly at you. She does notice that you're there, and just kind of keeps about her work. She's clearly trying to keep distracted. Can I help you, sir? Was there more questions?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'd like to ask about the incident. I know you probably answered this already, but I've been brought in to try to.
Quite a few times, sir. Quite a few times.
Yeah, seems like we have a efficiency problem here now. Could you walk me through the morning, if you would?
She sighs, puts down the food stuff she was working on, and slowly turns to look at you and freezes a little bit.
You could look at the muscles if you want.
Notices the man flexing in the back and is even more confused now. um, uh, right. This morning, right. I I came and unlocked the gate, um, or unlocked the door as per usual. I began setting up the tables and lighting the fire for the oven. Damn it, performance roll. Damn it. Okay, I gotta roll something. Hold on. She's
Make a Constitution saving throw.
that would be a charisma saving throw. Um,
No, against El Tigre.
yeah,
Oh,
that charisma. Um, yeah, no, she is currently being a little enticed by that display over there. Display of man. Um, damn it. Why'd I have to roll for that? uh,
I did.
back on track. Yeah, I lit the fire for the ovens. I set the tables. I started my normal morning routine. I noticed that the young master wasn't out of his room yet after about an hour or so, so I went to check on him. That's when that's when I and she is starting to like lose it again. She's starting to breathe heavily.
and I try to comfort her as best as I can without being someone who talks. To like metal hand. Uh, so was he usually up by this time?
Uh, Usually within the hour, he usually is awoken by Samuel and his morning duties. I found it strange that he wasn't up already. Usually Samuel's up earlier than even I.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Internally, I said that, not externally.
I think to
um,
myself.
yes, I think to myself, yeah, it seems really weird that he wasn't already up. Um, uh, what other questions are there? Who else was at the house by the time this happened?
Uh, Let me bring up the names again. Gareth, the uh, uh, the other servant,
Hmm.
was arriving shortly after I. Hello. Oh, okay, Jay. Question. Um, Going back. Hold on. Gotta get the name again. Gareth was here, and then shortly after him, Katie. She arrived. Uh, Normally we arrive around the same time, but I just managed to get here before the others, and that's when I saw, and that's when this whole mess started.
Huh. Okay. And what what was your opinion of the young master and I already forget the servant's boy name.
Samuel.
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 Even Jake.
Damn it,
um,
you suck.
no, it's cool. It's cool. That's what notes are for.
I'm
Um,
writing this shit down.
Pay attention. Oh my God. Jesus Christ,
God.
Jack.
Uh,
Hmm.
but of the young master, he, I suppose, like he's like any other young noble, being groomed, busy with studies and uh, various other activities, learning the skills he would need for his future job. That I could understand puts a lot of stress on a person. There's a lot expected of him.
Hmm.
As far as the uh, as far as Samuel, he's a sweet boy. He he also had to deal with similar stresses as the young master, I suppose.
Probably. I don't
Yeah.
know. Should
Unless you're
we
like
Well,
going up behind him and whispering it in his ear, which
in
probably like
Spanish?
no.
that's true.
For this, because it's very difficult for you to chip in these scenarios, we'll just say like you're just reminding them. We won't count it towards metagaming for now.
That's fair.
Yeah. Also, you've been out of the loop for a bit, so there's a lot of things that you're not entirely in on. um, uh, roll me persuasion, Kiln.
Uh, okay.
Damn it, that one.
Let's do this. Not a D100, even though that would be awesome.
I believe in you.
Sweet.
Jesus.
Decent roll.
Yeah.
Nice.
Roll that bones.
That's the best persuasion I've gotten in forever.
This perception, I think.
Yeah, funny enough, that's why I had him roll 4. Because I expected him to follow up with that. She, in this scenario, this really strange scenario of this group of people in her kitchen, some dude putting on a very enticing display of male masculinity over there, and this strange metal man speaking to her, she kind of gives up on like the secrecy for a moment, or the like hesitation.
So overwhelmed. This is such a weird.
It's a very weird day.
Good job.
God damn it.
You're my wingman anytime.
He is your wingman. Damn it. And she basically looks around the room to make sure that it's only you guys here, even though it's clearly only you guys here. Samuel was a good boy, don't get me wrong. He put up with a lot with the master and his habits, and the young master being not always the most reasonable person, but he took the blunt of that, and sometimes the stress got to him. He wasn't always as sweet as he appears. But that's
What would he do? Or what would happen?
sometimes his accidents weren't actually accidents. Sometimes he would intentionally break things or lash out at things in passing. Don't get me wrong, it's to be expected. I mean, there's only so much stress someone can take before they snap, and sometimes I worried for him, but for the most part, I personally, I don't believe he could do such a thing to the young master. However, if you ask me, the master of the house, sometimes I think his habits, we'll say, led him to forget his surroundings.
Forget his surroundings?
I don't think he was always right of mind, and
Ah.
I'm not saying I obviously don't know, but if I were to accuse anyone, it wouldn't be Samuel.
I venture a guess. The young master himself? Or what do you mean?
So when I say young master, I'm referring to the boy.
Right.
But when I say the master of the house, I mean the father.
Mm-hmm.
So she, from what you gather, she believes it was the father.
Yeah, okay. Hmm. Weird.
That's some good tea.
Fuck. Yeah.
Perhaps we should look in his room, where the body was found.
Is there anyone he lashed at more than the others, or was it pretty even?
Oh, I actually checked this room, and there's nothing there from the phone.
That she found, yeah. Um,
I will go.
do you ask that question, Kiln?
Yes.
Okay.
For the record, I'll go upstairs. I'll ask the butler again where the room was for the kid's room where his body was found, and I'll just go upstairs while this is all happening, or wherever the room is.
All right, we'll get to you in a sec.
Sure.
So you asked that, and she's again kind of checks the area. He, unfortunately, and I feel bad for this, Samuel was the only one who stayed in this house. He was the only one who lived alongside the young master, and and that meant that he was also in range whenever the master of the house came home from his nightly activities. Unfortunately, me and the others aren't around as often as he is, and it seems that it was mostly his son and Samuel.
Huh.
Not to say that he hasn't taken his temper out on us occasionally, but it was never to the extent of that.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Spence, sorry,
I
go.
think that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
All right.
Unless someone else does.
Yeah, happy tigre.
Happy? AKA, Tigre's
Okay.
all the ones with questions.
Uh,
And I've just been pantomiming
do
He
you?
knows sign language.
Oh, okay.
Temporarily. Yeah.
He can
Uh,
sign and muscle.
does Samuel usually clean the master's room?
No, that's usually left to either Gareth or Katie.
Okay.
I gotta write those names down so I don't forget.
Okay. So who
Just one sec.
cleans his room the most?
One sec.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, what was that?
So who cleans his room?
Usually that's Gareth or Katie. I'm usually in charge of the downstairs and the cooking.
Okay. So, all right. I might have to go see Gareth or Katie about it.
Okay. Um, we'll get back to Alec, or I should use your name in this.
What is thy name?
Kev,
That's okay. I don't know my
Kevkis,
names. Don't worry.
Kevkis,
Kevkas. Whatever.
Kevkis, Kevkis. Kev. I'm gonna put accent marks there.
Sure. It probably needs some. Yeah, you're right. Looks a little bit better aesthetically.
Well, just for my enunciation purposes.
I know, right?
Ah,
I
nice.
just went to a random name generator and was like, sure.
That is an interesting theory there.
Doesn't have like some
Um,
long backstory.
anyways, Kevkas. So you make your way up the stairs towards the. Well, after asking the the butler, essentially, I don't have a better word for it for right now, so we'll just call it butler. Um, you ask it, he says the master bedroom is upstairs. However, I ask that you don't go up there for right now. The master of the house is currently asleep.
Well, are you saying I do not wish to disturb the master. I simply wish to see the young master's room.
Oh,
Where
the
he
young
is
master's
staying.
room. I'm sorry, I
Yes.
misunderstood you.
Oh, that's all
Um,
right.
yes, that is upstairs. You can go investigate that.
Thank you. I thank you again.
Yep.
I
So
will
you,
do so. I will head upstairs.
yep. So you make your way upstairs, and you can tell which room it is by
All right.
the guard posted out of it. There's only two guards up the stairs. There's one at the end of the hallway, where you can assume is the master bedroom, and there's one to the left, closer to the staircase, that is what you can assume to be the young master's bedroom. So you walk in, and like I said before, the body's been removed. However, the bed is still covered in the bloodstains from before. Uh, everything else seems to be as Kiln had left it previously.
Okay. Um, I will stop, and I'm going to, um, take my amulet in my hand, and I'm going to pray, Kalimvor, please guide my hands, so that justice may be done this day. And I'm gonna roll. For the record, I'm using guidance, just FYI. Where is? But I've never used it before. All right.
It's funny because I try not to remind people of abilities they have, but Kiln hasn't used that once.
Hey, what?
All right.
Technically, you can brave your
So,
god anytime.
all right. So I'm gonna do that, and then basically,
Oh shit.
I'm gonna make an investigate. Well, I'm gonna go to the bed
All right.
and make an investigation. I'm gonna try to investigate to see what I can find.
Just trying to investigate
Um,
the bed in general.
yeah.
All right. You
Um,
you don't need to roll for this. You look around and there's nothing underneath the bed. There's some stains seeping through to the bottom of the mattress. This is just a simple box frame. It is a nice bed. It was put together with some softer cloth material. Inside's filled with feathers, so it's much more cushier bed than what you would normally find in a commoner's house. Um, the uh, the blood that is now browned at this point because it's been a couple hours or several hours because it was done sometime at that night has weighed down the feathers and it's kind of made it all stick together. There's just a deep red stain across the majority of the bed.
um, okay. I'm gonna look at the blanket. Are there are there knife like cuts in the blanket? Like if someone was stabbing him while he was asleep, like did it go through the blanket?
You examine the blanket. There's a little. There's from what you can gather, you don't see any knife marks or any cuts on the blanket itself, but there's very few blood stains on the blanket itself for something. So the best you can guess is that the blanket was moved or was already a little bit off the person before they were stabbed.
I want to look and see if there's any signs the body's been was moved and put into the bed.
All right. I'm gonna have you roll for that one.
Okay. I'm gonna roll.
Wait, are we also there? Should I also try rolling for that?
All right. Who? Because you were
I mean,
finishing
I
up the
went down
conversation.
by myself. I kind of ducked out while y'all were
Yeah,
talking.
he left.
Yeah.
So we'll say after this roll is when you guys approach, because you should be wrapping up your conversation.
So, I'm going to. So with guidance, I can roll a d20, add the number to one rolled ability check. So I can roll first and then determine whether or not I want to use it. So I'm gonna just roll and see what happens. Okay, I got a natural 20.
Yeah. So you look about, and this crime scene has
Does it look
obviously
staged, basically?
it does
And
not. It does. As from what you can guess, it does not look staged at all. There has been a lot of foot traffic throughout the evening and the day. Um, to the best of your abilities, it looks like there has been no stagement. It appears that there was no, because from what you understand, from what they explained to you, I'll assume they divulged all the information they had to you. Um,
sure, on the way over.
yeah, and because there didn't appear to be any forced entry into the building. There didn't appear to be any like break in, like any signs of someone trying to break into the place. This place didn't look staged at all. There's been tampering uh, since the crime, but it appears that the person was murdered in this bed.
Okay. Is there anything else that catches my eye as I'm investigating all of this? The room.
Um, mm,
I did get a natural 20.
I know you did, but the problem is the body's not there.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. So a lot of the evidence that you could potentially find is not there. Um,
That's kind of bummerific.
yeah. Sorry, you kind of hopped into a weird time. Uh,
I did.
so is there anything you wanted to check besides that real quick so I can get to Happy?
I think I'm good. I mean, I checked the room. I mean, assuming
Okay.
there's nothing crazy going on in the room. Didn't even need God's help.
Yeah, they're not in the grave yet. Sorry. um, damn it. So Happy, I forgot what you were trying to ask to somebody.
I was gonna ask Forrest or Katie, one of them.
All right. So you're gonna ask the first person you find, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me roll real quick, just for randomness. RNGesus. Katie, you find a slightly taller woman, but not woman. She's still fairly young. Uh, Ginger, long hair, got some bright green eyes, freckles. Uh, she's kind of solemn. I think it would be the best word to describe. She's clearly down, and she's kind of like half-heartedly going about her business. She appears to be cleaning the main entertainment room, and is kind of just keeping to herself. How do you want to approach?
Um, excuse me, are you Katie?
She turns around a little surprised. Yes, 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 I am. And she sees you.
I have a few questions about the young master's room.
are are you with the guards?
Uh, yes, I am. We're here to investigate the master's room, and I have a few questions just to ask for you.
Okay. She seems a bit hesitant, but understanding.
So, I was wondering, um, do you often clean the young master's room?
No, that's usually what Samuel's job.
Samuel's job. Okay, that'll be all.
All right.
What?
All right. All right. Now,
Objection! Oh.
you're upstairs. Shut up.
Oh,
All
I
right.
have to go to Samuel.
inside check.
Oh, you're going to Samuel?
Yes.
Okay. So you go
So
back to
you can
Samuel.
catch them in a lie.
Uh,
Samuel.
Samuel's still trying to calm himself down from the looks of it.
Uh, are we at Samuel's?
Yeah, you are Samuel's. Everyone else is upstairs.
Okay, so is it still me then?
It's just you.
Okay, I need to speak with Samuel.
The door's still open. The guard's still just watching. He's kind of expecting this to happen, so you can speak to Samuel.
Uh,
It's like, I knew that kid was
okay,
bullshitting you.
Samuel, I have just a few questions I need to ask you. Is that alright with you?
Just a whole like sniff and nods his head.
Okay. If how, how long have you been cleaning the master's room?
Since I've been working for him,
Uh, if I were to take you to the young master's room, will you know if anything's missing in this room?
um, I suppose yes.
With the blood. Everywhere.
The body.
Yeah, the body.
Luckily the body's not.
I mean, like objects. Trying to
uh,
see objects.
yes, I suppose, but I didn't. Well, to be fair, I wasn't really looking when I was in there, but I didn't notice anything different.
Different. Okay. Okay, I guess that's all.
And he kind of just nods.
Okay. Thanks, Samuel. That's all I need to know. And I'll walk away.
All right. You want to join the others?
Yes, I'll join the other.
Okay. So what are you guys doing now?
So did you guys like all come up to hang out with me?
Basically, as you're investigating, Kiln and Tigre kind of show up, and then shortly afterwards,
Cool.
Happy.
Happy. I have not found anything. Doesn't seem to be anything, any clues or anything of use in this room. Perhaps we
Oh.
should examine the body.
Oh shit. I was wondering if I had to wait when we talked to the lady in the kitchen, huh? Forgot.
Katie?
We should have checked through like the knife collection or something.
The cutlery.
Oh,
Oh, okay. No
Yeah.
problem.
Because we haven't
Okay.
found the murder weapon yet.
No, you have not.
Perhaps we should.
All
Perhaps,
right.
if I
Alder,
may.
do that since I cannot see most things. I'm a terrible investigator. So let's see if I can find a knife or the lack thereof a knife.
I will come with you, and I will offer you my aid.
All right. So you all make your way back downstairs towards the kitchen. Kate,
And,
not
and,
Katie.
and before
Okay, what?
before Kiln goes in to find the knife, I will say, Kiln, if I may offer you a blessing, may I?
What? Sure.
The spell blessing.
All right. No, it's not actually.
Oh,
I'm going to once again, I'll cast guidance upon Kiln this time.
all right.
Kalimvor, please guide his eyes. Show him, reveal the truth unto him. And as I do this, perhaps you feel a bit of power from the Lord of the Dead.
So you clutch your holy symbol and begin your prayer, and there's a weird sensation that washes over you, Kiln, something you're not familiar with. You're familiar with the presence of Helm, but suddenly there's just this slightly cold sensation, which is strange because you don't really have those kind of sensations. It just passes over you, and there's another entity that you feel, but you're not sure like who it is or what. But there's something there.
For a solid, for a Warforged, you're not used to things getting so metal.
It's getting brutal. Existential crisis. Yeah, a little bit.
Bro.
Anyways,
Two people inside of me.
this is not normal. No, okay.
All right.
So yeah, you have the guidance.
Yep. So you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to one ability check of your choice.
Heresy.
You can roll a die before or after making the ability check, but you can only do it one time.
Mm-hmm.
So you can no take.
I knew before or after.
Yeah, so you can roll it and be like, I got 20. Fuck it. Like I did. That's what I did.
Yeah, that lucky son of a bitch. Anyway, so yeah, she's in there currently working. Ellen is her name.
All right. I'm gonna look for knives.
I'm gonna search for. Are you gonna search for a missing knife or?
Can I distract her while he's doing this? Because she might be
Yeah.
like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, you can start just chatting her up.
Okay.
All
Hey,
right.
baby. How you
Oh god.
doing?
Oh no.
Oh, no, that's something different. Okay, never mind. I'll approach her and say, excuse me. Katie,
Yeah.
is it?
Ellen.
Ellen. Oh, right.
Katie's the other girl.
Of course.
She's not. She doesn't sound annoyed. She's it's like
probably
no.
used to it.
Yeah.
Master doesn't know my name.
Master just calls me.
I apologize.
Master just calls me girl. Get over here, girl. Stuff like that.
Yeah, fine. If I may,
Exactly.
ask a question.
Damn right she is. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
So, who you clean the master's room? Am I remembering my notes right?
No, she tends to the kitchen and the
Okay.
You're chatting her up. That's
She
it.
found the body.
Yeah, she is the first to. Well, according to the report, she was the first to go and see the body.
So I understand that you were the one that found the body. Do you normally is it normal for you to go into the young master's?
I thought you said, I was going to say, is it normal for you to find the body?
A little bit.
How many corpses have you found before?
No, she's well, like I said before, I just thought it was odd that Samuel and the master weren't up yet, so I went to go check it out. I normally don't tend to that room.
I see. All right. For shits and giggles, insight check.
All right, go ahead and roll.
What fires? Okay. It's gonna be.
Boop doop.
All right. Let's do it. Boom.
Aha.
Are you serious?
She's telling the truth.
Oh my god.
That's the best.
Yeah. Nope, she is 100%. Not a doubt in your mind. So, Kiln, go and roll that perception.
Oh
Or I
shit.
guess in this case it would be,
It'd be
well,
an
you're looking for a,
investigation.
yeah. So specifically, what are you looking for? Like, are you searching for missing knives? Are you searching for a knife? What?
Missing knives.
Investigation.
Sushi. Huh?
It kind of does, yeah.
Fuck.
Oh my god.
Wait, roll a d4. You can do
roll
it. You can
roll
do
that
it.
d4.
5 in total. With
Yeah, you passed an easy check.
fucking hell.
There's
God.
a giant bloody knife just sticking out of the table.
Right? Why didn't I see this
Uh,
before? No.
Callum were really like.
Damn it.
I haven't-
Well, I mean, he
He's.
did what he was supposed to. I don't know what you. Fuck.
Anyways, so you kind of go about the room, kind of searching the nook and crannies of the place, trying to see if anything's missing or out of place. From what you can tell, every bit of cutlery that's supposed to be here is here.
So is I.
Tigre, yes, you can search too.
Yeah, I point to him, I point to the stuff and go, stabby, stabby. Like mine, like, hey, what am I?
Point to a knife, point to him, like do the whole like look around look. All right, go ahead and roll. 15. Yeah,
That's a
from
decent number.
yeah, it's decent. Looking around, you don't notice any cutlery missing. It is all what you would expect. All the type of knives you would expect to find: a slightly serrated knife, a straight knife, a fillet knife, a butcher knife, all that shit. It's all there. Most of it's in front of her too.
It's most of it's white.
In front of her too. She's currently cooking, so
I see.
yeah.
um, I guess just maybe just straight up asked her, is this all the knives in the house?
Um, I mean, yes, these are all the cooking knives. Yeah.
Do you know of any other knives that could have been used?
The master has his letter opener, and there's also a decorative knife upstairs
A decorative knife, you said. All right.
Interesting.
Do you know where the letter opener is usually kept?
in his study.
Hmm. And I assume he's sleeping upstairs, right? Right now.
He's asleep in his room. The
What
master.
time is it?
Is it? Is
It is
Bruno
like
and it's-
Like, is it like noon?
it is a little past noon. Yes.
All right. I call bullshit on that. Okay. The kid just got murdered. He's probably hungover, but I'm sorry. I'm getting a little annoyed being walked
There's
in.
Colonel Mustard in the study with a revolver.
Oh, how about I turn invisible and sneak inside his room?
I mean, if you want to.
That's totally a viable strategy that I
Right.
would support.
Okay.
I'm going ahead and assume that you say that in a low enough breath that Ellen does not hear you.
Oh yeah.
She seems like, yeah, no, that's a great idea.
Yeah, Ellen's like, what? No. All right. So what is happening right now? Are you going to go investigate the study while Happy goes into the bedroom?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go in the study.
Who else is going with him?
I'll go.
All right.
Oh wait, where is? Sorry, first of all, where's the decorative knife? You said upstairs, but upstairs where specifically?
Oh, it's along with the master's belongings.
In his room. Okay.
Yes. He has it's part of a ceremonial outfit that he keeps.
That's fair. Thank you. All right. To the study.
All right. We will actually let's just go ahead and get Happy in on this.
Cool.
Go ahead and all right. So how do you want to do this?
Let's see.
The details are important.
Is there gonna be a guard guarding his bedroom?
There's a guard immediately to the side of his door.
Okay. So.
He is under less surveillance because he is, while he is a suspect, the general consensus is that he is innocent.
And his mask in the bedroom is on the what? The third floor?
No, second floor. There's only 2 stories. It's rare to see a story above third in this timeline or this era.
Oh, okay.
The darkest timeline.
So,
Building codes and safety and all that shit. Um,
what is next to the master bedroom?
uh, it's a very good question. Let me check my notes. uh, there's not really much next to his bedroom. The other, because his is on the end of the hallway, at the very end, so that's his door, in regard to the side. On the right hand side of the hallway, there is his study and what appears to be another guest room. On the left hand side, there is the boys' room, and that's it on the left hand side.
I would say I'm gonna go to the study room, turn invisible, sneak out the window, get get across somehow to his bedroom and open his window to get in the master bedroom.
All right,
Should what?
all right. So you all make your way up to the study. She actually, what is your arcane focus?
It's
A wand, a staff, an orb of some sort.
oh, staff.
A staff.
Yeah.
So you pull out your staff. You can describe it some other time. Begin chanting the magic words, and suddenly Happy disappears from sight in front of you guys.
What the blazes?
You make your way to the window, open that up. There is a very, very small ledge underneath the window. From what you can tell, it'd be very difficult to make this climb.
Believe in you.
Let's see.
You want to attempt to climb your way around the side of the wall?
Yes, I'm gonna try to climb around the wall.
All right. Make me an athletics check.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, there's checks and stuff.
No, I'm -1.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Decisions.
Oh yes. Okay.
Okay. That's not bad. So you begin the awkward spy type like crawl across the wall, and
Change your
unfortunately,
own theme song underneath your breath.
yeah.
I should
Yeah.
have given you guidance. I was a bad cleric.
I mean, you can poke your head out the window and just give it to her real quick.
Good luck walking on you.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'll do.
All right.
I have to touch her though to do it.
I mean, she hasn't made it very far. You can say while she's climbing, you can.
All right. I'll just kind of look and be like, and just kind of put my hand on her shoulder and be like, Kalumvar guides you. Da-da. All right.
Oh, that's actually an important question. So you chose Warlock. What type of Warlock are you?
Oh, I never got through that.
Let's
Because
see.
Warlocks are like the opposite of Clerics and Paladins. They take their powers from another power, but not gods. So you can be an Infernal, where you get your powers from devils and demons and shit like that. You can be the Fey style, where you get your powers from just the other plane of existence, essentially, kind of like the stars, the moon, all that fun shit. Or you can be Eldritch.
Great old one.
Yeah, the Eldritch shit, which is the Cthulhu type stuff. You get your powers from basically Cthulhu. Yeah, fairies, demons, or Cthulhu.
Hair.
So
Which
what
one's worse?
that also depicts what kind of powers you get access to. So that is a little important.
Sure.
Okay. I think I went to
Demons.
demons. Yeah.
All right. So this holy blessing is a little awkward for you.
Jesus Christ.
It's an uncomfortable feeling, but you don't think it's pissed off anyone yet, because your deity is watching you always. Anyways, so you make your way. There's no window.
I just love that. Like, We're all like standing there, like trying to pretend we don't see her sneaking out the window, and then I'm just like, oh shit, and then I just turn and like, God, forgot you, good luck.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, guys, do whatever you want. It's just I'll make it work. Anyways, so you
And then
realize
I'm
there's
just like,
no
nothing to see here.
yeah. Do. We're just investigating the crime. Anyways,
Oh Jesus!
so
Good
you
thing
start
you have to
making
make like a saving throw because I just ran up and scared the shit out of you as you're climbing on a ledge.
And I'm like, oh
What's
shit.
great is that I didn't make you. What's great is I didn't make you roll to find her.
Right? I assume she's out the window, so I just kind of was like,
Just hand out, touch arm, cool.
got it.
Yep,
That's
got
an
it.
invisible person.
I'll have you roll a stealth check in a minute, but for right now you're just trying to focus on staying on the wall. But you do find that there is no window on this side of the building, at least for the bedroom.
What?
So you're gonna have to make your way to the other corner, basically make your way around the corner to the other side of the wall.
To the other side. Okay.
Yeah. So you scooch yourself along. You start making your way to the other side. You know what? Just for the hell of it, I won't have you roll again. Just because corners, that would be a bitch. A bitch to do. But we'll save just for prosperity that you make it across. Make your way to the window. It is not locked, thankfully. It is closed. How do you want to approach this?
Oh gosh. It's not closed. Okay.
No, it is closed.
Okay. I look through the window and what do I see?
It is, from the best you can tell, is dark in there. The curtains are drawn, but there's a sliver that you can see through, and there's no light in the room.
Okay. I'll slowly open the window.
All right. I will say make a stealth check.
Alright.
Smash and roll. FBI, open up! Boom! Oh, that's nice. Nice. All right, I'm gonna
As fuck.
roll for this. Yep, fine. All right. I will get back to you in a sec. So, Kiln and Kevkas. I'm gonna fucking get that.
Yeah, I committed now. I'm committed.
Kevkas. I gotta say it multiple times. So you're gonna investigate the study.
Heck yeah.
All right. I forgot what was in here.
That
My brain.
murder weapon. Don't forget the murder weapon's in here on the desk, right there.
It's on the desk.
That's fine.
with a note that says,
A
"I
confession."
did it, signed, your loving father."
I mean, she's okay. So she's okay. You're looking letter opener. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That's okay. So go ahead and roll me perception.
Am I good at that?
I know one of you isn't.
I can say
What
that,
the
you
fuck,
can't
bro?
say that.
What the fuck? No.
Mmm.
Oh god.
Mmm.
We can barely see the door.
God, why
Good
did
thing.
you roll a
Good
single
thing
perception
Tigre's
check?
there.
Wow. What the fuck? It's not even. I can't even play my dice. I'm playing with a computer.
The computer hates you.
Bullshit.
I don't know. You're like
It's an algorithm too. It's not even like it's weighted or anything.
Well,
Yeah,
I
go
mean,
get a
technically it's always
dice
pseudo random. That's from
It's
computer.
it's a pseudo random, but still.
But it's still a pretty damn good. Pretty balanced. Fuck. This is bullshit. I do need to buy new dice. I really do.
Damn it. Okay. So you guys rummage around the room, looking through cases and stuff, not able to find it. Start like pulling open his desk, kind of rummaging through his papers and stuff. Altegre walks over to the desk and just kind of plucks it from underneath a book.
It's like, here.
Yeah, basically, like you guys are looking all over the places where you would think to find it, except on top of the desk.
So it was literally on the desk. Is there a note
We loosened it
that
for
says I did it?
No. I don't even have you roll for it. You examine the letter opener. It's a nice, fancy letter opener with nothing on it.
No blood, no nothing.
Yep, it's clean. It looks like it's been here for a good while.
Damn.
We should hold on to that.
Yep. I mean, it could be evidence. Taste tests. Tigre leaks it.
Does it taste like blood?
Tastes
Of
like-
an innocent boy.
I cut my tongue. It tastes like lots of black shit.
Actually. Oh, damn it. You had to bring it up. Yeah, you had to bring it up. All right, high or low?
Oh god.
Okay, good. Get lower than 97.
98, 98, 98, 98.
Oh, 100. Yeah, D100.
98.
100, 100.
Right.
You cut your tongue off.
That was so close. You're fine. Okay, so you didn't cut your tongue open,
Oh gosh.
but it's definitely metal taste. It's not the copper taste of blood. It just tastes like a letter opener. Okay. Hmm. It's bien. Damn it. All right, so you guys acquired the letter opener, which may or not be relevant. We shall discover later. Anyways, Happy, you're currently in a, you open the window, which is kind of pushing against the curtains. It's a little awkward to get it open, but you make just enough room for you to slip through if you want to.
Has it been less than a minute since I cast my spell on her?
It's been about a minute.
Shit. Okay. You can't. My spell only lasts a.
Yeah, okay. Still, I mean, she had to be careful. She had to be careful getting over, so.
Yeah. And if you needed it, it was there.
Yeah. Anyways, so you want to enter through this gap you made?
Oh, what?
You open the window, it's, what? Alright, see you later, man. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure talking to you.
No.
Ha, ha, ha.
Hasta.
Hasta luego.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And-
I don't know.
Hasta Legos.
Hasta
Legos.
lasagna.
Yeah, whatever that is. So anyways, you open the window just enough for yourself to get through. It's a little awkward because the curtains are currently, like, blocking a bit.
Okay. So the curtains are blocking.
A little bit. It's kind of awkward because you're trying to it opens inward and the curtains were closed. So now a bit of light is spilling through. You can see the floor and a bit of the other side of the wall. The bed is currently off to your right.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna open it quick and get inside as quick as I can.
Okay, so you're going to dive in. I want you to roll me acrobatics followed by stealth.
Oh my god, please make it.
I believe in you. Well, it was nice knowing you. We'll see you at the trial. Or the funeral. Either one would be fine.
Cthulhu comes out. Okay. So that was your acrobatics. So what's your
You fall
stealth?
in,
Two
and then he
funerals
just
and
thanks you. Fucking burglars!
Roll me that stealth.
Oh wait. Oh, stealth? Oh, I think
Roll
I did
both.
it wrong.
No, I said both. I said roll me acrobatics followed by stealth.
Oh, yeah, that was both. Did I
That
do
was-
that right?
No, I said to roll
Okay,
acrobatics.
Let me go acrobatics. Oh my god.
Okay. So you managed to awkwardly catch yourself getting in, but you do make a loud thud when you enter. So I'm going to roll for him. Okay.
For stealth?
No, for him to wake up.
Oh.
Which, thankfully, he's still asleep.
Really
So
going over.
No, no, no. Listen. So the first one you rolled was stealth on accident, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So that's what you got. Then I asked you to roll acrobatics, which was your entry. So you did make the landing, but you made a loud noise when you did so, and so I just rolled for him.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He's still asleep. Now that the light is gone from the room, because the curtain closed, you basically rolled through the opening while the curtain kind of forced the window shut again. Uh, the noise it made was part of the stealth roll, so you don't have to roll for that again.
Okay.
Anyways, so you're in the room. It's dark again, but you have dark vision, so everything is kind of like a dull grayish color to it, but you can still see pretty fine. There's no light in here. The curtains. It's basically it's a large master bedroom with curtains to or windows on both sides of the bed, with the bed being in the middle. It has a nice canopy bed with nice like heavy silk curtains to it. Those are currently like half closed now, and there is a mass in the middle of the bed snoring decently loud.
Okay. Um, does his canopy had a roof on his bed, like over his bed?
It does. It does. With a single beam kind of like supporting the cloth above it.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. Hi. Oh wait. So you can see me through the silk, right?
You're invisible.
Yeah. I mean, like if I were not to be invisible.
If he woke up, he would have difficulty seeing anything.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna hide under his bed.
Oh, oh, why?
Just to see what he's doing.
All right, so I'm gonna need you to roll stealth again with advantage.
Okay. Oh my god.
You roll
You
again.
have advantage.
So remember, advantage is roll twice, take the highest.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay, so you got 11. He's gonna
Awesome.
roll again. You have a bit of difficulty getting underneath. It's kind of a small space. You are small enough to fit, but it's a bit awkward. Ugh. So you get underneath, kind of bumping the bed a bit. You hear the snoring suddenly abruptly stop, and do you hold still, completely still?
Yes.
Uh, let's see. I'm gonna roll again for some. Okay, and you hear a bit of rustling on the bed, and you can hear the sound of the canopy curtains being pushed aside real quick. There's a long pause of silence, a disgruntled grunt, and you hear him lie back down and pull the covers up again.
All right.
You're now underneath his bed.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Try like a Prince and the Pea, Princess and the Pea thing. Try.
Just shove your staff up there. Really confuse him.
Just do Eldritch Blast straight up.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
No, you hex then Eldritch Splash.
Yeah.
Why do I feel funny? Oh no.
Have I ever investigated his bed? Under his bed?
I mean, what are you trying to find?
Oh, a murder weapon?
All right. Um, roll me a stealth check.
Alright.
So this one was actually sleeping, which is
Oh, there you go.
not unexpected.
That's better.
I had my money
Well, yeah,
on
he.
that.
If from remember what the story was, at least from what you were told, is that he was up late in the until the early morning, drinking with his noble friend, came home, supposedly went to sleep, then this whole incident happened, and he's been basically up since. So he's basically sleeping now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're not here, so you're not entirely sure. But anyway, so that's some noise.
Ow.
That's some noises. Um, so happy, you look around. You're very careful this time around not to disturb the bed because it's a bit awkward to move around down here. Uh, from what you can see and what is available, there's no like hidden weapons or anything. You can't find really any evidence.
Goodbye. Okay. What am I gonna do?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're underneath his bed.
Okay. Hey, I was hoping you would do something.
Is there a way to? Can
Why?
you somehow make him fall asleep?
Okay.
I mean, he went back to sleep from what you can tell.
Right. Yeah, and if he does wake up, you just make him fall asleep again, right?
Yeah, hit him on the head hard enough.
No, doesn't she have a sleep spell?
Actually, yeah, she did.
So yeah.
Wait, no, that was Ivy.
Oh,
No, Avi has sleep spell. I don't have that.
You know, that was Ivy. She made the thugs go to sleep.
Okay. Dang.
all you flashbacks look the same to me.
Damn it. So what are you doing?
Okay. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Okay, I was hoping you would do something, but I guess I got nothing. Okay, I'm gonna try to get out under the bed and then sneak back out the window.
I mean, you only investigated the bed.
Yeah, you remember we know that there's a some sort of ceremonial knife in this room.
Oh.
We turn.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you would think you're doing, but
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay, well then, I'm gonna get out the bed and investigate this movement.
all right, roll me another stealth check.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay.
You got into the worst place.
Okay.
Shit.
All right. So you
I feel like-
on the way
I
back
feel like
out.
this is gonna end bad.
I mean, it depends on the next couple of rolls. So you on the way out again, you bump the bed again. This time you're kind of like awkwardly on all fours next to the bed, still invisible. You haven't done anything to break concentration yet. This time the fucking what was the name? Francis? Yeah, Francis immediately stirs up and just like, "Who's there? What's going on?" There's a pause.
Ghost of Christmas past.
Yeah,
I know.
are you gonna hold still?
I'm a hold still.
All right. You hear him shuffle in his bed a little bit. He gets up. You hear him his foot padding across the door, and over to the window not the window you came through, but the other window. Throws open the curtains with a bunch of light coming through. It takes your eyes a moment to adjust, and of course his too. But now he's like looking around the room.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna roll for him. Okay. He's slowly kind of like pacing the room now, kind of like looking about, looking around the floor area. Is there anything you want to do? Or are you just gonna keep holding still?
I'm can't see me.
He cannot see you.
I'm gonna go to the dark side.
Of the force?
No, no. Of the other curtain that he didn't open.
Force lightning. would
You
be
currently are on that side.
Oh, I
Force
am
choke.
on the, okay.
Just kill him with your lightsaber.
Damn it.
This is not the tiefling you're looking for.
Are you gonna hold still?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk near the window and hold still from that position.
So you're gonna move.
Yes, I'm gonna move to that near the window.
All right. I'm gonna need you to roll stealth again then.
Oh my god.
There we go. All right, it's gonna roll now. Nope. Okay. So you make your way closer to the window, but you kind of keep low, very cautious. Um, he currently is walking around the bed, kind of stops, bends down, looks underneath it, gets up, looks above the bed. He's looking a little. You can tell he's
Paranoid.
not paranoid. No, he's
Okay.
very tired, very groggy, and it's kind of just like flustered at what's like disturbing his sleep right now.
Oh, okay.
Looks about, kind of grunts, goes over the door. Excuse me. Goes over the door, opens it, opens it.
That's appropriate.
Sorry,
Mhm.
just burp. Goes over the door,
That's
opens it
good.
up, and looks at the guard. And the guard kind of looks like, "Is there something you need, sir? You make a noise out here?" "No, sir."
That's where you guys hear him.
"Good. Make sure no one disturbs me," and closes the door and walks back over the curtains, closes those curtains, and just kind of like slowly gets back into bed. This time, with your dark vision, you can see, but he currently can't really see right now. But he's currently sitting up in his bed, but just kind of like relaxing a bit. Like he's not sure if he should go back to sleep or just kind of like be a little alert.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So what are you doing?
I'm gonna see what he's gonna do next.
You're just gonna wait it out?
Huh?
You're just gonna wait it out?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait it out.
Okay. So we'll go back to Kiln and Kevek,
Kev class. I
Kev
don't know.
Cass. Kevin Cass. All right.
Kev. Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin Cassidy. No.
How long has it been since she left?
You guys. So after investigating the room, because usually when you guys roll, it usually takes a minute or two. At this point, you've gotten the item, and you can choose to wait a bit or go try to do something else. You're not sure how much she's progressed at this point.
All right. So it's been like what, like 2 minutes?
We'll say like 4 minutes.
Okay. It's kind of terrible. Cool.
Yeah.
We need to speak to the master of the house.
Probably. I'm gonna ask the guard in front of his room how long, or does he know how long Master will be sleeping?
All
You
right.
need you need to just wake him up.
All right. So you go into the hallway, go up to the guard at the door,
Mm-hmm.
and he just kind of like puts his hand up and quietly says, "Excuse me, sir. Uh, whatever questions you have, we'll have to wait until later. The master's currently sleeping."
Do you know when he'll be awake for questions?
Probably in the next few hours.
We don't have time for this. A man is dead. His son is dead. We need to speak to him. This is unacceptable.
Technically, I spoke
Excuse,
him one.
yeah, excuse me, sir, but wouldn't it make sense? He has already spoken with us several times, and to you at least once. And not just that, it is in fact his son who has died. The man deserves a little bit of rest after having such a traumatic experience.
Mm-hmm. This is
Is there any way that he possibly could sleep somewhere else so we could check his room?
Uh, beg your pardon?
You know, the murderer might have left the room. We can't find any entryway that someone else could have entered or exited.
I'm gonna pull Kiln aside.
All right.
I'm gonna say, Kiln, you're the you are the investigator
Uh-huh.
for, for what, for the crown, for the church.
I'm just a normal paladin. They're opening
He's
me in because there's literally no one else that could really do it.
Look, you don't ask. If you need to search the room, you tell them. We are searching the room.
I
Just do it.
I'm out of character. I don't think I have like. They're still noblemen, right? Like they're still.
yeah, he is.
My character doesn't give a fuck.
That's fine. No. John's asking a technical question, so I'll answer
Yeah.
like as a technical question. So you have in this instance because again, like because of how clerics and paladins and all that shit works, like you legitimately have powers from gods themselves. So if you're like a follower of a lawful good god, that means you wouldn't be able your authority is more trusted over others because you wouldn't be able to have those powers if you weren't a lawful good person or like you were
Be
a
pretty badass in the first place.
yeah. So that's why because like and I'm basically you can assume at the trial they're going to ask you to demonstrate your authority. So basically demonstrate that you have divine powers
Just summon a fucking like
to do
giant
something,
scythe.
something to prove that you have the right to speak like as a lawful person, like to just be there for someone's defense or accusations.
Lawful person, probably not summoning a scythe.
Probably not. I mean, some divine light will do it.
Yeah, so just thaumaturgy is fine, bro. Just chill.
um, anyways, but because of that, that's like that's not like necessarily the same authority as like someone who is running part of this town would have, but it gives you the ability to intervene in certain situations.
Right. Okay.
Basically,
See,
the difference between a politician and a law enforcement officer.
I look at Kiln and I said, "No, we need to search that room. Just tell him that we are searching the room,
I mean,
or I will."
Sound of loose whoop whoop. Bust down the door.
I could.
You could. Again, do whatever you guys want.
I cast spiritual weapon.
Well,
No, not for real.
Okay. Careful with your wording.
yeah.
I'm,
Just,
I'm I'm the DM who is like, you said it, it's happening.
All right, I won't do that again. No, no, no.
Just be careful in the future.
It's like, oh, JK, that was, oops, I said the wrong
Yeah,
word. Don't
like
worry
John.
about it.
John said something intentionally. He meant for it to be out of character, but his characters in my game said it. But it worked for his benefit,
oh yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
which one? I've
or
probably
his
done
or
this
his
so many times.
or his replacement. That particular one.
Oh, right. I forgot about that one.
Just a sly comment like that. Like,
That was
you never know what can happen.
All right.
Uh, all right.
What you doing?
Trying to think about if there's anything else we can investigate while waiting for him.
Nope, I'm not waiting. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed. But
This
I don't-
pompous piece of shit. Okay.
kind of. So I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna look him in the eyes. Are you going to ask him to move, or am I going to ask him to move?
Or am I going to bring down the law?
I was like, well, I'm the one with the authority, and I assume you're gonna do it regardless. If I don't.
Kefkas actually has a little bit of authority.
I am a cleric.
He is.
Of,
Okay,
yeah,
I know more about
of the
death.
grave.
Of the grave. This is a grave matter about someone recently
He'd make a
He's not in
good.
the grave yet. He's still
on his way. If only I was a higher level, I would just res him and be like, "Who killed you, bro?"
Actually, what level did you make your character?
4, because I was told that's how
Okay.
what level they were supposed to be.
Okay. It was supposed to be 3, but I'm just going to start bumping people because otherwise the party's going to be really lopsided. Oh, I forgot to tell Jake to do that too.
Yay.
Well, no, yeah, because a bunch of level 3 players falling around at level 4. Anyways,
Team's level 4.
yeah. But anywho, bless you.
I heard that from across the house.
Damn.
I know.
Anyways, so what are you doing?
All right, fuck it. I guess we're going to go talk to the master and stuff anyway.
Okay.
I stand aside,
Uh,
content with myself,
Don't.
I don't.
and ready to watch this unfold.
I go to the guard. All right.
But wait, before you do that, may Kalimvar's words guide you.
All right, guidance has been cast.
Always.
I go up to the guard.
Is that a cantrip for you?
Yeah, no, it's a cantrip.
Fuck.
That's what it says on the.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
double
I'm not.
check, but I'm fairly certain it is. Yeah, no, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
And you get the
And
get
you-
the voice of Kelmvar. You get the voice of Kelmvar. Everybody. It's yeah.
All right. And I go up to the guard. I'm like, all right. I'm talking to the I need to talk to the master. This is a murder. He's slept for all of an hour or whatever he needed to do.
You're not sure. He slept.
Okay.
All right. Roll me persuasion.
I
Persuasion.
believe in you. I'm gonna look menacing behind him.
Wait, you're trying to intimidate or?
I'm persuaded.
I'm... Roll that d4, baby.
No, hold up. Do you want to support him?
Yes.
I will retcon this one because you were in the middle of talking when he
Alright.
rolled.
So do you get the +3 and then you get to roll with advantage?
Yeah, if you're supporting him by being, we'll not say you're being threatening. We'll say you're being stern. Like, yes.
I'm projecting an aura of no nonsense, and all right, that's what we needed.
23.
23.
Yeah. All right, so you got 23.
You
This
fumbled
guy-
for a moment, but then he looks.
Oh
at my
no, he rolled a
intimidating
2.
Demeanor and he shits himself. Okay.
He rolled a 2, so. Okay, that's like the fifth. Yeah, fifth two I've rolled
Nice.
today.
That's awesome.
He's like, right away, sir, and he kind of like goes to the door, opens it a little slowly, and he goes, "Excuse me, sir, sir." At this point, Happy, you hear the door open and see this man poke his head in the room. What is it? I told you not to disturb me, sir. There's some. The investigators are back. They want to talk to you. And he throws off the sheets, goes over the curtains, rips them open, goes over to the other curtains.
Oh.
Happy, be very careful. I'll say. You said you were next to the window.
Yes.
All right, because you didn't. Yeah, we'll say you're on like the other side of it, just for posterity. Throws open those curtains. He's like a breath away from you right now. So then he goes back over. Actually, hold on. Let me. All right. He throws open those curtains, pauses for a moment, noticing the window is slightly ajar. Kind of ignores it though. Goes back over to the door and said, "Well, bring him in. Bring him in." And he lets you. The guard stands aside to let you guys in.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to talk to him.
All right.
Roll my balance. He doesn't know me.
You can see he's rubbing his face now. Please, gentlemen, I have answered so many questions today, and I'm just so tired.
I understand. I understand. I'm gonna say. Can I say? Well, I'm not gonna just fucking cast guidance before every check. That would be a little much. But
Well, he'd also ask what the hell you're doing when you start praying in front of him.
Kelmvar, let me just, get the
Yo, bro.
fucking truth out of this guy.
Bro, can I get a hand here?
Yeah. Thanks, bro. Spiritual fist bump. Boom.
God damn it.
So I say to him, yes, we know, and we are very sorry to disturb you, my lord. But this is a grave matter, and the time is of the essence.
Yes, and
Tell me, what exactly happened? Where were you the night of the murder? Oh, that's a badass saying that. Oh my god.
wait, another word. Isn't it good doing a murder mystery every now and then? It's fun. All right, Happy. In this moment, you see. I will fucking remember this. Kevcast is now. I will remember at some point. Is now talking.
It's okay. I understand.
Caleb walking in the room, start talking to the noble. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna start investigating, finding the sword in the room.
Okay. Okay. Roll me an investigation check followed by a stealth check.
Okay, that's decent. That's really
That's a good
decent.
stealth check.
Oh shoot! Wait, sorry.
Oh.
I pressed the wrong one. There we go.
Oh, well, still.
Eh,
Okay.
that's
So you, they are distracted, but you are also rummaging through a room while people are talking in it. But you still fucking manage to pull it off somehow. Fucking
welcome
natural
back.
20. Like I would give you a disadvantage, but you have advantage because of the invisibility, so I just had it need be a natural roll. But still, fucking nat 20. All right.
That's how we do it.
Fucking. Okay, so you start looking through the room. Uh, you do after like rummaging through like the clothes and stuff that you everything here seems to be how it was when you first investigated the room, but after being tipped off about the ceremonial getup amongst his stuff in his closet, you do see a nice dresser trunk set up. Opening it up, you look inside and you see some very well crafted silk and other like very fine material garments put together, folded very carefully. This is clearly something that would be worn on like special occasions, christenings, all those sort of things. And you do find what appears to be a well master crafted leather belt with a very nicely put together saber. There is a golden laced handle with some gems inside of it, uh, with a nice say, pearl at the very hilt of the blade. And what looks like would be paired with it on the side uh, is another sheath for what would look like the sister dagger would be, but there's no current dagger inside the sheath.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun.
Fucking finally.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So you find, so it would like normally this would be like the offhand weapon of like a duelist. This is like a ceremonial blade that is made to look like a dueling get-up, but it currently is missing. The saber is still there, but the dagger's gone.
Okay.
And we're back to Kaz. Kaz. There we go.
Oh, it's like that again?
I almost
I believe
reversed.
in you. You can do it.
I almost
You can
switched
do
it there. I almost switched it. Kev. No.
So
Kaz.
you just
To,
asked him, yeah, where he was the
I
night of
was
the murder.
I was becoming reacquainted with an old friend of mine last night. We lost track of time. I've already gone over with this points to kill gentleman here,
Mr. Pallet will do.
Mr. Paladin will do. Whatever you say, sir. Mr. Paladin, excuse me. uh, I was out being reacquainted with an old friend. We haven't had the chance
Hmm.
to talk in at least a month, and I didn't come home until late last night.
Yes, of course, of course. And you got home very late, and and you were intoxicated.
He kind of stops. I mean, we had a couple of drinks, but I wouldn't call myself intoxicated. It was just a.
All right, that's fair enough. So you came home, it was late, and your son was there, and he made you angry, and
Oh,
then you stabbed him.
I,
what
I
the
beg your
heck?
pardon.
It's that
How
isn't that
dare
what
you?
happens?
How very dare you, sir? In my own home, and at this point, like, I'm not going to raise my voice just because I have neighbors. But yeah,
But he is raising his voice.
he's yelling now.
And he also has neighbors.
Well, they live further away from him than the rest do, um, or than mine do. Uh, at this point, he's now very offended. Uh, I told you, like I told everyone else, I came home, I assumed my son was asleep in his bed, and I retired for the evening.
Insight check.
Um,
Is he bullshitting me?
all right, I'm gonna roll my thing.
Let's roll for it. All right.
Roll them bones.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right. It's gonna be pretty rough.
That's fine.
Is it? Oh wait, no, it's not that good.
Deep 20 plus your insights.
So I'm proficient. So then I add the proficiency bonus, and then I add.
Yeah, you had your proficiency bonus plus the wisdom modifier. So is your wisdom modifier?
So it's 2 and 2. So I got
4.
9 plus 4.
Okay.
Shit. I need
So
to
from
do better than that.
I mean, you cast. Wait, no, you didn't cast guidance. You were
I
joking.
didn't.
Okay.
Should have. I don't want to do that.
No, we're not going to wreck on that because the conversation's been going for a minute.
Oh no.
Well, not a minute, but you know what I mean.
No, it's fine. I didn't do it.
So, well, I mean, you don't know. Anyways, from what you can tell, it is difficult to tell with his emotion. He's become very red in the face. He's screaming now at you guys, and from what you can guess, his emotions and his words are true.
Okay. All right.
All right, and now he's yelling, get out of my house!"
I'm gonna cast calm emotions.
I'm gonna look
Yeah,
that.
I'm gonna cast calm emotions. Let me
Yeah.
look up exactly what that does.
I'm gonna
I
double
assume
check
it
as well.
calms your emotions. That's just my. All right, let's see what it does. All right, I attempt to, okay, I can suppress strong emotions in a group of people, or I can do it at the target. I can make, let's see. I can make a target indifferent about creatures. Okay, wait.
6 feet. You attempt to suppress strong emotions.
Yeah.
So, charisma saving throw. A creature can choose to fail a saving throw if it wishes. A creature fails a saving throw. One of the following two effects happens. You can cause your to be charmed or frightened. Alternatively, you can make the target indifferent about creatures of your choices. Hostility toward, and it's hostility towards. So, you're attempting to
Calm him down.
make his hostility towards you go away, or charm. Are you trying to charm him, or no? We're past point of charming. So you're just trying to.
I'm trying to calm him down first, and then I can like smooth talk him.
All right. So what is your spell DC?
I think it's 11.
Double check that for me real quick.
All right, it is really far away. There's so many pages. 11. Yeah, no, it's 11.
Okay. So you this is verbal. Okay, so you grasp your holy symbol and say a very. It's a slightly distorted voice, but you start to murmur a very soft prayer, and the room itself, basically, the air itself, like you can feel like a well, damn it. There's a bit of like the tension in the room seems to like ebb down a little bit as you start to murmur this prayer out, but he is having absolutely none of your shit. Get the fuck out of my house.
All right, it's fair. It's fair.
And because you're kind of just standing there, he looks at the guard. Guard, get these men out of my house. And now the guard's looking very confused right now. Currently, he's being told to not to interfere in the investigation, but now he's also being told by a nobleman to kick you guys out. So he's very confused on what to do.
That's right. Here's what I'll do. Forgive me, my lord. I am merely attempting to get to the truth of this matter. Allow me to excuse myself. I will not bother you anymore. There's no need to call the guards. I will show myself out.
I mean, technically the guards are here.
Huh?
Technically the guards are here. They're just.
Yeah, I mean, like they don't need to drag me out.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You're trying to opt to like.
He wants to throw everyone out. I'm just basically, I'll leave. but I'm trying to like, you know,
Okay,
let
persuasion.
my companion stay without. I'm trying to draw his attention, his ire, mostly away from them,
Yeah,
but not
persuasion.
directly. So persuasion.
Yeah.
I'm really good at that,
Yeah.
but it's, you know,
Iron Jesus away. 13
RNG
again.
is 13 plus 6 plus 7. My fucking modifier was higher than my roll.
Yeah. Good thing he rolled low. So
Yeah, he did.
he's going to, like, okay, so he's giving you the stink eye as you excuse yourself from the room.
I'm gonna kind of do a little bow and just kind of start backing away,
Just awkwardly backing away. Um,
and I'll I'll show myself out. But on the way,
all right.
I'll stop at the butler guy and ask him where's the body.
Oh, that was moved to the church.
Ah, thank you. Good day.
All right.
And then I will head towards the church.
Um,
I'll
since you've been,
awkwardly step out of the room too.
oh, I was about to say, well, give me a sec. So you didn't ask which church, but we're going to say because you've probably been in this town for at least a couple days.
Yeah, that was my next question actually. Was which church, like to what god?
Um,
Or is there?
there's a couple in this town, but there is one that you basically assume you would go to, and that's the Raven Queen's disciples. They're currently
Ooh.
they're kind of outside of town because they're the ones that deal with the dead for the most part, respecting the dead and all that shit.
I wonder how they feel about me.
I don't know because I haven't read about your guy yet.
So basically, my guy basically he used to be a dude, just like a normal bro,
There's several
and
gods like that.
then he like died, and I guess like he basically reformed like hell, because he oversees the
Wait,
the realm of the faithless, or cowards, so people who don't have a god and they're cowards
okay,
and shit. They end up in his domain, and
okay,
before, um, like he basically made it so that it's just purgatory instead of heaven and hell.
okay. So he made a place for the maybes.
Yeah.
Okay. Generally speaking, Raven Queen should be chill with that. Should be. Um,
Okay.
so that's a look at it outside of here because it's kind of it's sort of the graveyard area where that is. He's not being it's being preserved there essentially. We'll go back to Killen real quick,
Sure.
and Happy because she's still in the room. Uh, so he basically looks to you and said, I hope that man's not part of your investigation."
He's quickly becoming not.
Good, I should hope so. Such rudeness in my house.
You were just saying that right.
Um, God. Yeah. And sir, I hope you make a decision soon. I'm quite tired of all these disruptions.
Don't worry, the truth is becoming clear by the moment.
Excellent. Now, if you please, I would like to get some rest. And he gestures towards the door. Frustrated, but he's less agitated with you now.
Right.
Happy. Happy, what are you doing this second?
As Kim goes out the room, I grab behind him, follow him out.
Okay. So, Killen, you feel something touch you suddenly. As you're...
Touched.
I have been touched, and it's not by God. No, so, perception check for me.
Wait, who?
You, Killen.
Oh. Perception check. This is not going to go well. Let's see. Pop, pop, pop. It's pretty shit.
You're not entirely sure what's touching you.
My lord. I didn't know you felt this way at all.
Yeah. Also, happy, high or low?
Oh shoot.
that's the wrong dice. Hold on. There we go. Hi. Okay, that's not that bad. Higher than 45.
Okay. Oh,
With the
higher than
D100.
45. Sorry.
Yeah, with the D100.
I thought you wrote it. Okay. Oh wait.
Okay, good. So, because the guard is currently holding the door open for Kiln, as Kiln steps out with you very closely behind him, uh, he is closing the door, not expecting someone to be behind him.
Hmm.
Thankfully, you catch the rate at which he is closing the door and tuck your tail real quick as he closes it behind you.
Oh yeah, I
You
can
almost,
do it.
yeah, you almost had your tail caught there. Just because he wasn't expecting someone behind there, but you managed to get away. Where are you guys gonna go?
I'm gonna. Hmm. You know, I know this is bad because we've talked to him like 47 times, but I think I need to talk to the kid again.
All right. So you go back downstairs. The kid's there. He's pulled himself together again at this point.
I think this might be my last question for him because I don't know if I have much else.
Hmm.
Um, um, sorry, sorry, Samuel. Aha.
Good job.
And I didn't even have to look at my notes, and then I double checked my notes anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know of what is there any knives in this house that could have done this to the young master?
Uh, I don't think I understand what you mean, sir.
Well, I mean, there's the knives, and we haven't been able to find the murder weapon. We checked the kitchen, and there wasn't, anything amiss there. Um, so we're trying to figure out what could have. We're trying to, if we have a murder weapon, then obviously it's much easier to find the person who did this. And obviously, thought, it seemed pretty rough, so maybe they used something that was already in the house. Is my thought.
I mean, possibly, sir. I don't. I've been confined for a while, so I'm not sure what all is missing or used recently.
Well, I mean, wooden house could have been used as a stabbing implement, I guess.
Um, I suppose any number of things. Things from the kitchen, things from the study. I don't. I'm not quite sure I understand what you're asking, sir.
Am I the only one there with him?
I'll assume Happy's still there. I'm not sure if she's visible or not, or
I'm not visible no more.
invisible. Okay, so
I'm visible.
okay,
But
so you on the way downstairs, we'll say you pop back into existence.
Oh shit!
hey, I was behind you, man.
So yeah, she's here with
That's
you.
before touching.
That's before.
Okay.
It's not a no, it's just a maybe.
So no, just ask first.
Okay.
So what do you want to ask, or what do you want?
Um. Does the master carry any weapons?
Um, Not usually. No, he only has the fancy stuff for certain occasions.
Such
Mm, ceremonies, for special ballroom dances and such. I'm not sure.
And do you know where he keeps that?
I suppose it would be in his room. I'm not allowed to go there, so I don't. I'm not sure.
okay. And then I whispered to him, he has a missing dagger in his closet, and obviously concealed.
Hmm. All right. I nod, and yeah. Then you're like, all right. That's hopefully the last questions I'll have for you until we figure this out.
Please, sir. Please, I could never have done such a thing. Please, sir.
that's fair. Like son, I'm on your side, but I just need to find the hell of clues. Find the evidence.
The one that
It looks a bit depressed now as you guys leave. All right.
All right. So I kind of gather everyone. All right. So we know probably the murder weapon is the ceremonial dagger, but I'm trying. But we would have to. I mean, I assume would we have to find it, or is that enough to like be like, "Yo, dude, why don't you have it?" Because he could just say that the servant took it. They, the same.
I assume you catch up with Kivkaz. There we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
just kind of gather everyone in a huddle.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Wait, hello? What? Oh, hey
yeah,
guys.
yeah. So you're with them.
What's up?
Hey,
Sorry
hey, what's
about
up?
earlier, I
Trying
I took a risk.
trying to get a reaction. It's good.
Gotta,
Yeah. I mean, did he seem genuine? I can't really tell with you people.
I don't
With you, Humies.
I don't know. Yep. It's hard to tell. He was
He
really angry.
he was a person.
I could tell that he was alive. Which is more than I can say for some people.
Damn. All right. So, kill and poster question. You have any comments?
So, you found a sheath with no dagger?
yeah.
That is a good lead, but that is circumstantial evidence. There's no, one could simply say, well, somebody took it, or perhaps Samuel went and took it in order to frame the master. We must find this dagger if we are going to have any hope of solving this case.
Mm-hmm.
And how the fuck would we do that?
Well, I was
So
on
many.
my way to examine the body to see if there were things that could be learned.
Mm.
Maybe he's in the casket.
Hmm?
Maybe he hid the murder weapon in the casket.
Perhaps.
There's no casket yet, but
Casket. Oh, okay.
yeah.
He's dead. Not his dead, but we're here. It's church.
In the church.
If no one else has any other ideas, perhaps we should head to the church.
Um. I mean, I'll just do once over around the house first, just to see if, just kind of throw it out. I don't know. What else could I have done?
GM just has to shut his fucking mouth.
I don't know. I'll check around the house, I guess.
All right. Um,
Hey, wait. Can I give you guidance?
goddamn. You can give him guidance if you want.
I roll shit, so yeah, why not?
Helen Vor, please give us your aid.
I'm gonna look up something real quick too. I just gotta double check. But go ahead.
Do it. You gotta go quick. Okay, you got a minute.
You got exactly a minute.
Run through that house. Throw the doors open.
Kick every door open. Don't worry, I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just on the roll for investigation. I'm saying I'm because fucking. There's no way I'm gonna not eat it. Knowing my rules.
That was a good roll.
Oh yeah.
That was a pretty good roll.
That is a pretty good roll.
That is above average.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, John. If we were in the same room, I would give you a high five.
Okay. It was a thing in previous editions, but it's not here. Okay.
Just do it. You're
I
the
mean,
GM.
yeah, like I'm gonna bend the rules a fuck ton. You'll find that soon. Um, so you didn't have to really roll, but uh, I'm gonna remind you that you are in fact a paladin with a deity that you can always pray to.
Helm helps those who help themselves.
He
You
does,
are
but you
helping yourself by praying to him.
but guidance is always a thing.
Fair.
And
Alright.
besides that, um, like as the GM, I cannot say certain things because it will be too fucking obvious if I say
But
it.
a god might.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, you could attempt to pray to your god, channel that divinity, and all that shit.
Alright. You know
Do it.
what?
Do it. Oh, what can I
Uh,
do when I channel divinity? I should really read my character stuff.
I mean, it depends on which oath you take. Is your channel divinity, but
I gotta check. I
but it was a
know.
thing in previous editions, and technically in mine, John, you've actually experienced this before. Remember, in the Bleach game we ran for a short time,
I
you
prayed.
prayed,
I prayed to math.
you prayed to science. Science. Anyways, yeah, praying to your deities because they are people who are there to help you and who you get your powers from. Sometimes can be beneficial. Sometimes they'll say, "Sorry, I can't help you in this scenario. You have to do it for yourself." But you can always check
hmm
at least once per day.
This seems like a good once
Yep.
per day.
We'll see how I feel about it because if you guys spam it, I'll make it a one per day thing. But if not, it'll be one per rest.
Fair enough. Alright.
That includes you, Happy, because you can pray to demons. We'll figure out your shit as we go. Trust me, it's actually fun with warlocks because basically your deities eventually gonna be like, "Hey, I need you to do something," and you can't say no. Well, you can, but then you'll risk losing your powers.
Oh
And getting murdered.
Yeah. Fine, I'll have the other person do it. Anyway, so do you want to try that, John?
Yeah.
All right. High or low?
Let's go high. I'm feeling high.
Feeling high as a cat. Oh. Damn it. Get higher than 25.
You know
Um,
me. There's a good chance I'll roll lower than that.
Wait, I gave you guidance? Although this is an ability, I don't know.
99.
Bro!
Yeah.
It was down with the knife in the bedroom. Let me show you a vision.
All right. So we'll say just outside this house, you take a knee with your engraved gauntlet with the symbol of Helm upon it. You pray. How do you pray?
Um, Helm, Century of the World. Help me find justice in this matter. Find the accursed weapon that ended this kid's life.
As you pray, you feel a very stout presence form around you. You feel the gaze of something powerful gazing down upon you, and you can feel Helm's presence in this moment. And in this moment, he doesn't speak directly to you, as you would expect some other gods to, but you definitely feel there's this appeasement of your service and of your dedication to this matter, and the fact that you wish to not accuse falsely anyone in this scenario. And in this moment, the name rings across your head, a name that you've forgotten during your investigation. Germain.
Oh, shit. Like, duh.
Is Jermaine the friend?
The friend of the noble. That's the only thing that comes across your mind is Germain.
God damn it.
no.
Duh! Alright.
Hmm.
However, how this relates and what actual evidence you'll find is unknown.
Well, you know, I guess we gotta go talk to Jermaine.
Hmm.
I did relay this to the peeps.
Of
Excellent, excellent.
course. I feel like an idiot.
Okay.
We talked to everyone else 3 or 4 times. Why not talk to him twice?
Right? You don't know how bad it was for me. Just like they forgot.
Hey guys, remember that guy? You need to go talk to that guy. God damn.
I
I
talked
talked
to
to
the
Samuel again. Holy shit.
Yeah.
guard and asked him to point us to Jermaine's house. I assume he's left, right?
Yeah, that's one of the things I mentioned when you guys arrived here was
Yeah. You said he
that
left,
it
so.
that he appeared to have left and gone home.
Mhm.
He lives about a block. So this obviously isn't to scale, but he lives basically on the other end here, about a block away.
All right. All right, everyone. Time for a walk.
Right. All right. At this point, how are we feeling as players? Do we want to go for a little longer, or we good to call it
I
here?
can go longer.
Oh yeah.
You
We
good,
can
Hap?
go longer. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, let's go talk to Jermaine.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to make sure because we are running a little late. Um, anyway, so you guys make it down to the block. I'll say the guard gave you a description of the house, and it's a little more um, not modest. It's a single-story building, but it's a bit wider in base. There's a much more lush garden going on. Like this house seems to have a bit more going on with its decorations than Mr. Francis Harrison's house. That's a lot
Mhm.
of S's. Um, what the fuck? Sorry, I heard some stuff outside my door. Um, anyway, so you get there. There's a nice gate with a large garden in front of it. Some fountains are going off right now. What do you guys want to do?
Okay. Wait. What?
Let's just go talk to him.
Knock on the front door.
I'll let you take the lead. You're the one with the authority, officially.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Sure.
gonna sneak on the back.
Okay.
As is your custom.
Okay. Um, so, Keelan just gonna open the gate and walk to the front door.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And I assume kick ass, get butt.
I'm gonna stay with Kiln,
All right.
the
Yeah.
official.
Okay, you're going
I'm
now.
chained
Use
now, I
it.
can't stop.
Well, you
I
can,
still
just
don't.
not just not efficient.
I mean, technically, I can bumble through things, but
Yeah. Uh, so happy you're gonna go around the back. Excuse me. Okay, so you make your way around the building. There's a lot of windows. A lot of them are actually open at this time, with the curtains drawn, letting a lot of natural light in. This seems to have a nicer atmosphere going about it than the last house that you went to. Um, and as you're making your way around, there's a back alley that goes. The back of the building is in an alley area with a different person's house, a nice house immediately behind it. Uh, as you make your way towards there, you actually hear some nice piano music playing in the air, and you can tell that there's a window open to a music room towards the back.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
All right. So I'm gonna look through the window to see who's playing the piano.
All right. As you make your way around, it's a bit difficult to see because the wall is high enough that it's a bit blocking of your view. You kind of have to like do your tiptoes. But from what you can see, there's another like nice little garden area with like a little sitting area for like tea and stuff. And inside, you can barely make out the silhouette of what appears to be Jermaine in a evening robe, playing the piano right now.
Oh.
Um,
Evening robe.
basically, like how to explain it? You know, like Hefner, this like that kind of outfit he walked around in,
alright.
like something you wear like when you're home for the evening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, something similar to that, but more medieval. Okay. Is there anything particular you want to do?
Okay. say his backyard.
Well, what specifically are you looking for?
Uh, just anything that's suspicious.
Some more of a perception roll.
Uh,
Investigation usually has something in particular in mind if you're
okay.
so like looking for evidence or like something in particular. If you're just looking for anything that catches your eye, it's more persuasion
Okay.
or not persuasion, perception.
Okay.
So
Ah.
yeah, you look about. There's nothing out there ordinary. It's a very nice garden, nice rose bush.
Okay.
Um, so we'll go back to Kiln now. You knock on the door. Nice loud thud with your metal hands. Let me just get the names going here real quick. Where? Where did you go? There we go. All right. So a gentleman opens the door. Bald, a bit of tanner skin, a bit of a small. I can't remember the name of the type of facial hair, but basically just a small mustache with a bit of a line going down towards the chin. This guy appears to be the main servant guy, essentially butler of this place. Hello, can I help you, sir?
Hello, I am.
Oh no, my dice. No, where'd you go?
I am Helm, and I'm here. I need to speak to your master of the house.
You are Helm? You
I
are,
am.
you are the guard.
Man.
Hey, you're Kiln.
Yep. Yeah, I'm Helm.
Kiln?
I was gonna say Paladin of Helm, but I skipped that part and then mushed it.
I am Helm.
I have come to dispense justice.
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 Speak to the master of the house pertaining to the to a case.
Oh, certainly, sir. Just uh, step into this area and wait for a moment.
Of course.
He gestures, and this is a nice little foyer, little waiting area. Some nice,
I should wipe my feet before walking in.
but very good, sir. So yeah, it's a nice place. There's a hallway that leads towards the back of the building and towards like from what you can gather, this layout of the floor plan is pretty much squarish. It leads there's two hallways, one to your left, one to your right, that appear to be just kind of what wraps around the building. Meanwhile, there's a much shorter hallway that leads towards what appears to be various rooms of for various uses. Uh, it's hard to explain. It's almost like the Japanese style of a floor plan of a house, like a traditional house, where the outside doesn't have a lot of rooms, but there's a lot of like ways to connect to other rooms. If you know what I mean.
I think so.
Yeah, sorry. Try. This building was kind of like thrown together last minute. Anyways, so he leaves for a moment, and you guys can see about several paintings. It's a really nice decoration. There's some flowered vases about vases, and Happy, you notice that after a moment the music stops and there's another man standing there. You can't quite make out what he looks like, but he speaks with him, and they both get up and leave the room. After a moment passes, the butler returns and says, "If you'd follow me, please."
Of course.
And he leads you through the center of the building. You can see like various rooms and areas. It's a very open floor plan with several walls like dividing the areas, but everything else is kind of just like open for the most part. Brings you to an area which appears to be somewhere between an entertainment area and just a bit of a lounge. And you see him sitting in an armchair next to a fireplace. It's not currently lit, but it's sitting there with a couple of couches facing. It's like a discussion area essentially. And you see the nobleman Germain greets you with a nice, warm smile and says, "Ah, gentlemen, please sit down."
Thank you for Listen,
Yes, thank you.
And can I offer you gentlemen any drinks? Tea, coffee?
I'm okay.
No, thank you.
Yeah. And he gestures to the butler for himself, and the butler leaves. So, how can I help you, gentlemen?
Uh, we would like to ask some few more questions about the horrible incident at the Francis establishment.
Harrison's
Har-
estate.
Harrison's also.
Yeah, no worries. Francis is his name. Harrison is his surname, family name. Um,
Harris. Okay.
at this point, happy? Do you want to try to like make your way back in the house, or
Yeah, I'll make my way inside the house.
all right,
Do you knock?
No, I'm just gonna walk in.
all right? So you walk in. You're not really sure where you're going, but you kind of listen for a moment and kind of hear like where the voices are coming from. Just kind of walk your way into there. Eventually, you do see where they are, and you join them. I didn't. No, we had another guest. Hello.
Hi. This is another one of someone who's helping me investigate.
Oh, a tiefling.
Hello.
Interesting. He doesn't seem put off. He just seems like curious.
Mm-hmm. An eclectic bunch we are.
Indeed. Uh,
Um, so yes, I I'm just wondering some more questions about. Do you know? Did you know the servant who
Lush.
was you
Christ.
uh,
Allergies are bitch.
Thanks.
accused of the crime?
Come again?
You know what? Did you know the servant Francis that was accused of the crime?
You mean Samuel?
Samuel.
I know Francis, the servant
Yes.
boy. Unfortunately, no, I'm not familiar with that young man.
Hmm.
It's
And
a
did you know the unmaster at all?
in passing. I met him some odd years ago when he was a much younger man, or young boy, I should say. Uh, we were at a dinner, and I spoke with him briefly before enjoying a business meeting with his father.
And you do business with his father regularly.
No, for the most part, our positions keep us from words. Sorry. Take two. For the most part, our business keeps us apart. We were friends growing up as young as children. However, our paths have separated, prevented us from keeping in touch very often.
Hmm.
Whenever we have some free time, we usually get together and catch up and shoot the breeze, if it were, as it were.
And how often would you say you do that?
Oh, roughly every month or so.
Okay, so yeah, not like infrequent, but not frequent. All
Hmm.
right.
Indeed.
I'm not sure where I'm going with it. I say to myself. Made sure. Uh, um, and do you know of anyone who might wish Francis harm?
uh, can't say I do. I mean, not everyone. Obviously, everyone has someone they dislike, but I can't think of anyone who would want to do him directly any harm. For that matter, I can't imagine anyone would want to harm the boy.
Insight check. Because
Uh,
why the fuck not?
okay. I'm gonna roll my dice.
Let's see. I can't remember what that modifier is.
I think it's wisdom.
Insight is wisdom. Okay. Here we go, baby. 18.
Yeah. He is telling half truths.
He's telling half truths.
That's the best you can get. He's not telling you the full picture, um, but a good portion of what he said is honest.
So, and just to recap what he said, he was talking about that he doesn't think who doesn't know who would want to harm the the kid
Hmm.
or the
Right.
dad. Like he doesn't
Or
know
the
there's
father.
no enemies.
As far as you know, there's no like serious enemies.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
some people that may not like each other, but not enough to do something like this.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay. Are you I don't know. I don't know what to say. Shit. I should have been paying more attention.
Yeah, that's the trick about D&D.
Nah. I was trying to look up a spell. But all right.
I'm just trying to think of something that would lead.
So what does he Okay, so do we know what he does?
Currently, you do not.
I know
So
what I know what the other guy does. That's it.
what is it that you exactly how do you know, Lord Harrison?
Besides from our childhood.
Oh right. Gotcha. What is it that you do? What is your trade?
Uh, Unfortunately, I'm a bit of the bad guy around here. I deal with the taxes.
Hmm. I see.
Not everyone's favorite, obviously, but indeed, I collect and manage the taxes that go towards the kingdom, not just our local government.
Ah, I could see how that might garner you some enemies from
He's the ancient IRS.
yeah.
Yes, it does put a damper on certain meetings, but for the most part, I'm happy with it. I mean, I'm able to afford such a lovely home.
And
All
I
right.
and I noticed that your home, if you know,
Like
put in.
looking
Yeah.
around the room, you can definitely tell like there's a lot of like nice artwork. There's a lot of like extra decor. The outside is like the building itself. The outside is still a little drab, but the inside has definitely been like refurbished and remodeled.
Um, your home is lovely, and I must say, of a quality above that of Sir Harrison's.
Yes, indeed, he's
Boom.
a bit of a minimalist when it comes to decor.
So it's not a finance problem on his side. It's just that that's not something he's into.
Oh, partially a bit of both, the former and the latter. He's uh, of course, I don't try to like measure my friends, obviously, but he doesn't quite match up financially to myself. But he still does well, and yeah, he does. He's not a man for the for refinement.
Hmm. It's understandable.
After all, he's from a family that was originally born here, and me and my family we moved here from the capital.
I would say
All right.
you're more.
Yes, I'm not native born to this land.
I see.
Um, hmm. Hmm.
At this
Would
moment,
you mind if we take a look around your home?
yeah. At this moment, the butler comes back with some freshly made tea, pauses to see the tiefling, and kind of has a little start, like, it's quite all right. It's quite all right. He remains like gesturing. It's fine. Um, Miss, would you like a beverage of some sort?
I'll be delightful.
Like, and he gestures the butler to bring another cup and takes the stuff and leaves again. Awkwardly unprepared to see tiefling. Um, I'm sorry, you were asking me?
Yes, I would you mind if we took some time to look around your home? I'm sorry to bother you, but To be honest,
Uh,
this investigation has just been going on, and
I'm not quite
we
sure
have
why
to
either.
we
I
just
mean, it's quite obvious the boy did it.
yes, of course, we have to follow the protocol, and we just we can't we don't want them to say that we did not investigate every lead, every avenue. So would you just say that we did it? Would you allow us to take a look around your home?
Roll me, pure charisma.
Pure
Pure
charisma or
charisma.
deception?
Um, well, depends. Or,
I am literally just bullshitting this guy.
okay, yeah, roll me deception.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Um.
Well,
Oh,
Oh.
perfect.
he kind of looking you up and down. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't quite catch your name.
Ah, Kevkos.
Kevkos. And what do you in particular have to do with this investigation?
Ah, yes. I am assisting with the investigation as a cleric of the god Kelimvor. It is my duty to uh,
Honor
see
the
that
dead.
justice is done in cases such as these.
It's kind of giving you the once over with his eyes. Like it's the kind of look that someone who is
I'm
more
just
well,
not. I just can't bullshit.
like okay, he's giving you
One
the
more
look.
charisma.
He's looking at you with the kind of look someone of like a higher position looks at somebody else who's trying to pull
With
weight.
contempt,
Well, no, trying to pull weight where he
condescension.
probably doesn't have it, and he's just kind of looking with like, uh-huh, like it is definitely a little condescending, but it's more of just like, yeah, like, um, I don't see how it would help to investigate my home, but if you insist, I suppose there's no harm in it. In fact, let me show you around, give you a chance to see my lovely home.
Of course, of course. Thank you. I really do appreciate you allowing us into your home, and thank you.
Indeed. He stands up, and as this happens, the butler comes back with the extra cups, just in case someone changed their mind again. Pours,
I'll take some tea.
very good, sir, and pours the cups and hands them out
Thank you.
to you and Happy. Now, walk with me, gentlemen, as we go around. Drinks, and obviously you've seen my nice little entertainment area. A
Yes,
gestures
yes.
his room. Leads you guys uh, down some hallways over to a side to the right. Shows you the actual music room that Happy's already seen. There's a nice, lovely grand piano. There, in the opposite corner where Happy couldn't see, there's a uh, really nicely uh, crafted harp with some gold inlay on the sides of it. There's several other like areas to like view and practice instruments of various sizes, with plenty of like seating for people to just kind of watch. You can assume this guy entertains occasionally. Um,
Hmm.
it leads you on over to what appears to be a study slash library with quite the collection of books. Like they're from the floor to the ceiling, like lining most of the walls. Um, it appears that this guy is pretty well read.
Do I recognize any of the books?
Perception check me.
Okay. Um, perception. That's not. Oh no, that's wisdom. Hey, I'm actually decent at wisdom.
Yeah,
11.
yeah. You notice a couple books on mythos, essentially, like different,
Just myths and.
well, about gods, old myths, old stories. Um,
Okay.
there's quite a few different categories in this library. It appears like he might have like a book, or at least a couple of books on just about any subject you can think of. This guy tries to keep up on his knowledge.
All right, I comment like, oh, what a wonderful library.
Why, thank you. I'm quite.
Have you read them all?
Oh, just about every single one. I'm still trying to finish a couple of novels that have been written in the last couple of years.
Oh yes. What are you reading right now?
Oh, it's a lovely, lovely story about the. It's fantasy, of course, but about the time before time. You weren't here for this explanation, but this is Jim talking. Um, so the history of this world is very, very new. So like the
Ah,
oldest recorded moment that anyone's found so far, that especially as far as you guys know, goes back maybe 500 years.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and considering that most elves can live pretty damn long, uh, yeah. So recorded history,
Interesting.
pretty new, pretty damn new.
All right.
Anyways, that's gonna be something for later. But
Ooh.
yeah, so he's reading like an interesting, like out of the box kind of
Okay.
novel right now.
I'll try to engage in percept, you know, maybe motion to my companions, like, you know, like the one that go invisible, or like I'm trying to distract him, you guys. Okay.
All right, you're trying to motion to her. I'm gonna need you to make two rolls.
Oh
Uh,
shit. Not a dex roll. I shouldn't have
uh,
said that. But
well, thankfully it's not quite. I'll say deception.
oh, fucking deception. I'm a deceptive motherfucker. All right. Although last time I did that, it went well.
Yeah.
Went about
All
the
right.
same.
That's not as bad. It's not a natural one.
But it's about the same.
It's better than an instant fail. And then I need you to roll an intelligence roll.
And then just a straight intelligence.
Straight intelligence.
Uh, okay.
12. All right. Happy. Roll me perception.
I believe in you.
Nice, nice. Now roll intelligence.
Alright.
All right. So you got the message loud and clear.
Yeah.
You notice his like sly little gesture and the fact that he's trying to see, basically like distract him, and basically giving you the. So what do you want to do?
Alrighty. Okay. I guess. hmm. Okay, who's in the room right now?
Jermaine and you guys, and it's
Like the
barely
three of
it's,
us.
it's barely in
Or
the room. He's more so basically he's not letting you guys out of his sights for the most part. He is currently showcasing rooms, but not letting you guys really investigate.
Oh, okay.
Before,
Maybe if I ask him if I can use the bathroom.
Deception.
Alright. Oh god. Please be a good one.
This is
Oh
ridiculous.
my gosh!
You didn't take any tea. You don't.
No. He's like, oh, we're about to come around to that actually, so just hold on for just a moment. So he keeps showing you guys rooms. He brings you over to what appears to be uh, kind of like a smoking lounge with some drinking sets and stuff set up. You can probably guess this is where they were hanging out the other night. Uh, Brings you around, shows you some lovely, lovely guest and bedrooms, various guest rooms. Brings you over to the master bedroom. It's a very lovely like display. There's mirrors set up. Like especially in this era, mirrors are pretty damn expensive and rare to get a hold of because of how they're made. Um, he has a lot of mirrors set up so that the room is always brightly lit. But you can also basically tell he's also set it up so he can see himself at any angle.
Ugh.
Guy might be a little vain. Um, and then also completely ignoring what you said at this point because he basically figured you're bluffing. Is now offering to show you guys the garden.
I
This
love
way,
it.
show you some lovely statues and water features that I've special ordered.
Oh gosh.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's lovely.
And then he starts to show you the garden, showing you the various exotic flowers and some lovely
Flowers.
statues of various depictions of angels, heroes. Some of them you actually recognize, and one that's not so slightly made to look like him is among them. Uh, Brings you over to the nice little sitting area that Happy actually saw too as well. And basically, after a good amount of showcasing, he shows you the entire house, including the kitchen and all that stuff. Comes back around. You guys make it all the way back to the same sitting room that you were in previously, and it says, "Well, gentlemen, are you satisfied?"
Um, somebody distract him. I used to
Well, uh, mm, yes, I at least for me, I don't know how you feel, Kinlan. Uh, what do you think?
Um, trying to think something. Yeah, can't really think of anything.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
excuse me. I think that for now, and we have seen what we have come to see. I truly I apologize for the intrusion and appreciate your
Oh, please, please, sir.
hospitality.
It's no bother. It's no bother at all. In fact,
Yes.
I welcome you to come and join me for a lovely dinner. We'll say 2 days from now, after this whole incident is blown over. We'll say.
Ah, yes, yes, yes. Well, hmm. So, yeah, no, I don't have anything. I don't know if anyone else wants to throw something in, but I say out of character.
Yeah, I'll allow it this time.
can you show me where the restrooms
Uh,
at? I think the
uh,
tea is hitting me really good.
oh, my apologies, ma'am. Regis, and the butler shows up. Yes, show the young lady to the washroom. And of course, sir. And uh, perception check.
Okay,
Whoever wants to roll it.
All of us?
Whoever wants to roll it.
okay,
I'll do it, maybe.
You can all roll it if you want. I'm just saying, whoever wants to roll it has to roll it now.
okay, 17.
17. All right.
Perception. What the hell is that? Wisdom. Okay.
A little wisdom checks. Nice.
Hey, I did something good one for once. I'm proud of myself.
Not gonna roll kill.
Wisdom check.
Yeah.
Uh,
0 modifier. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Killen didn't quite catch it, unfortunately. Sorry. Um, but this man with his long silverish kind of hair, very whimsical kind of approach he has been nothing but smiles and gracious like comments and very pleasant with his wording. When he nodded and basically gestured to Regis, who you assume is the butler's name, uh, his demeanor, his face kind of went stern for a brief moment, and then was back to the normal smile. So Regis takes you and brings you down a hallway to a nice little washroom area, and kind of just gestures towards you. So you go inside.
You know what? Okay, having seen that, I think I also must go need to use the restroom and kill him. Come.
Killed you.
I
He
feel
looks to
like we
you.
shouldn't. Well, I can't say that. I won't say it. It's like come, and I look and I'm like, this come. Yeah, it's like trying to gesture like, you know,
Jermaine stops you for a second. Oh, if you need to also use the restroom, I suggest using my private restroom.
your
Oh,
private restroom.
Yes, as your friend is currently using the other one
I see. Where is your private restroom?
in the master bedroom, of course.
Ah, well,
Here, I'll show you. And he leads the way.
that's quite all right. I I would not feel comfortable intruding into such a private space. I could I will simply wait. I will wait for my the other one.
Your compatriot. Um,
Yes.
all right. In the meantime, and he starts. It's basically he starts regaling you with different stories of different books he's read because that's the interest you peaked at.
Mm,
Yes, he's going to start talking your ear off essentially. Happy, you go inside. Close the door behind you, I assume.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any windows I can see?
Nope. This is the interior part of the building.
Oh God.
It's a very lovely washroom, though. Nice big mirror.
Mm.
There's a nice basin with some water that appears to still be steaming. That's surprising.
Oh, okay. I break the sink
Uh,
to distract the waiter, his butler.
wait, hold up, what?
I mean, he's outside waiting for me, right? He's
Yes, he is. So, what are you breaking?
the sink.
Okay, so this is medieval times, so there's a pitcher with water, which
Oh
is
yeah,
currently,
yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I totally forgot about that.
and
Okay,
then there's a basin that basically you just empty out.
okay,
So, are you trying to break the basin or the pitcher, or
okay. I think I'm gonna try to. Let's see what I'm carrying.
what kind of pack did you choose to take?
Okay, I have a backpack, a tinder box. What is a tinder box?
It's what you use to light fires.
Mm, okay. Yeah.
There's Burglar's Pack, Diplomat's Pack, Dungeoneer's Pack, Entertainer's Pack, Explorer's Pack, Priest Pack, and Scholar's Pack.
Okay.
Which one did you pick?
I picked. I don't know. It doesn't say on my thingy.
Explorers is the generic like adventuring pack. Has all your basic shit.
Oh. No,
So
I think I chose the basic stuff.
okay, so you got Explorer's Pack. So on you, you got your bedroll, you got your backpack, mess kit, tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 days of rations, a water skin, also 50 feet of hemp rope.
Okay.
I love how they always just
Actually,
say
no,
hemp rope and not just normal rope.
because hemp's actually a little better. Um, Also, I'm going to say you actually are missing about 20 feet of that rope because you use part of
Oh
that to
yeah.
get.
Yeah, I used part of that.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. How about I distract him? Good. Mm. How about if I knock him out?
I mean, you can certainly try.
Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. I need help in the bathroom. Can you come in?
Oh, great.
Uh, all right. What seems to be a problem? And he opens the door and walks in.
There's something wrong with this toilet. It seems to not be working.
gives you a very odd look because it's
It's a
it's a
hole.
very nice setup, but still just basically a hole in the floor.
I need you to look closer. There's something in there.
I beg your pardon. Roll me deception.
Okay. Oh my god.
All right, and he rolls. Okay, and what do you mean something's down there? Like what, a stray animal? And he says this as he gets down on one knee and kind of kneels forward onto it.
I knock him out with the crowbar.
What?
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Please don't.
What? Okay. One. What do you mean
I'm not
crowbar?
in the room, so
I mean, he's in the bathroom with me.
Well, no, no. What do you mean crowbar?
I carry a crowbar.
Or,
When did you get a crowbar?
I don't know. My thing says I have a crowbar.
Was that your special?
I guess so.
That's a bad special.
In my equipment, I carry a crowbar.
Um, hold on. Uh, I know crowbars are a thing here. So we'll say for the sake of it,
Okay, you know what? I could just hit him with my staff, and then he knocks out.
you can attempt to.
Okay.
But if you want a crowbar, you're gonna have to remove 5 gold from your shtick.
You want a 5 on what?
5 gold, because that's how much
5
a crowbar. Yeah, that's how much a crowbar costs.
Oh.
Ah, shoot.
let's see.
one of these days I'm gonna learn how to mute my mic. You know.
I mean, you could push to talk, but that's also annoying.
If
Yeah. I mean, I have a mute button on my thing.
if not, I just hit him with my staff.
If you want to, you can mute your staff.
Okay, I'm gonna hit him with my staff.
Okay.
Just knock
Um,
him out for a few.
well, no, you gotta roll to hit for one.
Okay.
Thankfully, he's caught off guard, so you get advantage, but you're still making an attack roll.
Okay. So a 20.
Roll a d20. Are you proficient in quarterstaffs?
Let's see. Yes. Plus 2. Okay.
We're gonna wrap up pretty soon. Basically, after this scene is done. Hooray! You roll with advantage too, so go ahead and roll again.
Murder.
You do it so well. His skull disintegrates under the weight for strength.
Exactly the same. Cool. All right, so roll 1d6 plus your strength modifier.
Okay.
Oh god.
Where's my strength? Oh gosh.
At least you make the game interesting.
I'm sorry, man.
Hey, let's see what happened.
It's
It'll be
it's,
interesting.
it's fun. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you hit this man square on the head, and there's a nice little thud sound with the smack, and you actually see a bit of blood start to trickle down from the back of his head, and he reaches back and feels his head and just goes, "Ah, madam, why would you do such a thing?"
Oh,
And he's looking very shocked and offended right now.
Oh god.
well, that didn't work out like I thought it would. I thought it was either
It,
super death
it,
murder.
it worked out as I thought it probably would.
I thought
Yeah.
just straight up murder.
I mean, it's not you swinging, so.
So you didn't
Yeah,
even
John caved somebody with one swing once.
I
Oh,
did.
God.
I
Caved.
didn't know that was going to happen. That was my first hit.
Yeah. So yeah, he's looking very shocked and just,
I'm so
what are you
sorry.
doing?
I'm so sorry. I thought there was something on you and I tried to get rid of it.
What do you mean something? Excuse me, I have to. And he starts to leave.
Okay. Invisible.
Okay. By the way, how many? Okay, so how many times have you used that spell?
I've used it
at least 3 times today.
Did I? 3 times?
Yeah.
Well, there was the ones.
Also, you used it this morning too. So how many spell slots do you have?
He might be out.
You might already be out.
Darn.
Now, look for me. How many spell slots do you have?
Let's see.
I don't have it in front of me right now. Actually, does your character sheet have it?
Uh,
I don't think it does.
what level are you?
She's level 3.
Okay. Then you have 2 spell slots.
Ah, so she technically didn't go invisible the previous time, but we'll let it slide. So yeah, you're out of spells. You have
Can't
your
do it.
cantrips? You have your cantrips, but you're out of spells.
Oh my gosh.
You get those back per long rest, which is basically every time you sleep for 6 to 8 hours.
Oh, okay, that's what happened.
Yeah, so you're out of spells. You got your cantrips, but he's currently leaving. You can either follow through with the plan you had right now, or he's gonna go bring this up.
Oh gosh.
What you doing?
Dang. What? Oh, spell save. I have 13. Oh, okay. Well, I can be invisible now that I know that. I guess I'm gonna go back in the. Check. Oh wait, you guys went to the private bathroom, huh?
No, he decided to decline his
Oh
offer.
no, I'm afraid of what that guy was gonna do.
What
Thought
you
we
might
shouldn't separate.
come to meet me with my bedroom. No. So
Maybe
what are you
he
doing, Happy?
is.
Okay, true. Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go back and check on the that guy.
So wait, what are you doing?
Okay, I have to go back and check on the guy. I ran out of spell.
So are you gonna try to run to the rest of the group like nothing happened?
Yes.
Okay.
Run like nothing. Oh yeah, nothing happened.
Okay. So you come running up, uh, back up to the group. Jermaine's currently talking off Keskav's ear. I got it right, yay! I'm gonna keep being happy about that until I get it down. Um, uh, just big smile on your face, like nothing happens. Uh, what are you doing?
What are we doing?
But
Yeah,
I assume we were still talking and
she just popped up.
oh,
Oh,
hello, Happy.
hello.
All right. Well, I guess we should get going.
Time to hit the old dusty trail.
Oh, it's awkward. Jesus Christ.
So you guys are just gonna like, oh, we gotta go, take our leave.
I mean, I legitimately don't know if I have anything else for him. So,
All right.
I goofed.
Um,
Well,
okay, so as you leave, you can hear. Assuming you guys are leaving now.
Oh, absolutely.
oh,
Yes.
I turn back and I say to what's his name? Jesus.
The dude,
Uh-huh.
Jermaine.
Jermaine. I'll remember that at some point. And I say to Jermaine, "Oh, Jermaine, if
Yes.
forgive me but I have to say your library is marvelous, and if you would allow it, might I borrow a book, just to the book that we were talking about? It's about the mythos, and it is intrigued me, and I wish to
The
I
mythos or the
wish to
fictional
read.
novel?
Huh?
The mythos or the fictional novel?
Is that the one he's writing? Is he writing a novel?
No, he's not writing. He was reading
No.
a new novel, which at this era would be impressive. Like, oh, it's new, cool. Um, but he was reading a fictional novel about like the time before history. But you did notice the mythology books, like basically lore on gods and various like what could be.
Hmm. Yes, if I could borrow the one about the historical books, I think that I would like to read that, and then perhaps the fictional, so that I could compare and see. But
Oh,
uh,
but of course, my friend.
ah,
Regis, and a moment passes, and Regis comes back with a cloth on the back of his head, and good Lord, man, what happened? And he turns to his master and says, "The tiefling girl assaulted me in the washroom."
ah.
I beg your pardon. He looks
I
to you
says
guys.
the tiefling. You did what?
I'm
Oh, this is awkward.
I'm sorry. Hold on. What happened here? And
And a bottle
Regis
of book.
Regis explains like, yeah, she asked me to come into the room with her and told me to look into the toilet. And as I leaned down, she struck me in the back of the head with a staff. And now Jermaine's kind of he believes Regis, but he's also looking very confused at Lou, like, I I don't understand. I thought I was being very generous as a host.
I,
You,
Did I
I don't
misunderstand
understand
something?
either.
I'm so sorry. I tried to help him, but I was so clumsy. I accidentally hit him. I hope he's okay.
Roll me deception.
Oh my god.
That's perfect.
I'm afraid I'm going to need to speak with the gods. I suggest you all leave in the meantime.
should I
Yes, yes.
should I heal his butler?
Yes, you can.
Oh, uh, uh,
Just walk over to him,
no.
lay on hands.
Oh, I want to ask first.
Uh, the butler looks a bit like taken back, like I suppose.
I heal him.
Just gonna spend like 5
Ye-
or
Wait,
6.
I think it's Rachel.
He took 4.
There's four? Oh, well then I don't know that, so I'll say five.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, fuck it. So he's healed all back up, and he's looking. He takes the gesture as like appreciative, but he's still very like, "Why did you hit me?" He's still very taken back because he's as well has also been very polite despite her racial choice. So
Yep, I think we'll just head on out of here for now.
Yes, I'm very sorry. I think I
yes, good day, gentlemen.
yes, of course.
And
The walk
they
of shame. The walk of shame.
kind of there's not an aggressive slamming of the door, but there's definitely a thud as the door closes behind you. All right, and we will call it there.
I'm so
Alright.
confused. My character is like so confused.
Yeah. So to elaborate, just in case there's confusion, there's like misunderstandings. He didn't buy what you were saying, and so he purposefully kept you from investigating rooms. He showed you around, but he didn't let you like linger in any rooms.
No, I know. I was
Yeah.
really
Okay.
annoyed.
Yes. That was on purpose. Uh, other than that, and you'll find I'll ask this after every session because you're new, but basically, any comments, questions, concerns?
I think.
I think I need to be smarter. And and also roll less shit.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
that
I
would be
won't.
helpful.
Uh,
Um,
like I
I
said before, John knows this. I won't let a roll prevent you from finding something you're supposed to find.
Right.
Just successful rolls means easier time. That's all it is.
well, I think we need to go back in there somehow.
Maybe under better terms.
I
I mean, you did buy
Happy,
the
you
book,
you need
right?
to get him some really nice wine or something, and
Nice little
basically prepare to go to jail.
apology gift. Just an apology gift or something. Um,
I
Alright.
got you.
also,
I got you a flower.
yeah. Also, happy. Don't worry about it.
So,
Have fun. Have fun with this game. Keep doing what you do.
Yeah, no, like
alrighty.
it's cool. It's like it certainly makes it interesting, but yeah, definitely like my character's like I don't understand.
The GM doesn't understand too. It's okay. But anyways, so yeah, like I said, if there's any comments, questions, anything you want to bring up, like any problems with the game, just talk to me.
All right.
I'm very,
Okay,
very
so
understanding.
so the one thing I am curious about, so the special thing that anyone can do, or like that only you can do, right?
See,
So can that be like literally like I just come up with an idea and then I just pitch
you have
it
to.
and then
I
we'll
mean, you have
see
to
what
run it.
happens?
You have to run it by me.
Yeah.
Normally, see, I had a session 0 set up for this. I didn't expect this many people to show up like at the very early parts of this game. But
Yep.
I also haven't had a chance to actually sit down and talk to you guys separately to be like, hey, what's your character about, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's
Okay.
usually at character creation, you tell me what you want your special to be, and then I'll either approve it or like, hey, you have to roll for that, or hey, that's too overpowered. Like it can literally be just about goddamn anything. For example, gunpowder is extremely rare in this game, but your special could be I have knowledge of gunpowder, or I have a gun with gunpowder, etc., etc.
Okay.
It could be I want to be able to break the fourth wall, like look at stats and stuff. Like
Okay.
there's
I'm trying to think of like a cool thing that I could do for my
yeah, mull it around, and normally, like I
yeah.
said,
I'll think about it.
I usually want it done at character creation because some people want to build their character around their special. For example, what Jake did,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, like have fun with this. This is meant to be your guys' like power trip
Crazy.
adventure
Yeah.
with some wrenches thrown inside.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool, cool.
I'll think about it. I might just steal like an idea from another or something.
Yeah, and you have my Discord, so just shoot me a message and I'll get back to it. I check it occasionally
Okay.
throughout the week. All right,
Sounds good. Cool beans.
cool,
Well,
cool.
that was fun.
Thank you, thank you.